Yeah, there we go. It's not a black screen anymore. I just hadn't added myself to the feed yet. So yeah. So I'm up and running now. If anyone wants to come over, feel free. You're all welcome, apart from those of you that aren't. Yeah, no worries. Right, no problem. I'm going over there now. Right. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, innies, outies, and in betweeners. Let me just find this video so I can open the chat so I can see what's going on. Let's go to the studio. I need to change a couple of bits. I need to change that to. Actually, no, we'll leave subscribers off. Anybody can send messages now, so we'll leave the subscribers off because we might have a few people from Revs come over who may not be subscribed to this channel. So we'll leave that off for now. Live chat replay, we'll leave that as I always do. Never turn that off so everybody can see everything that's going on. However, we'll give it a 5-second slow mode just to stop people from trying to spam too much. And other than that, I think we're ready to go. So yeah, save. Okay, so there we go. Hello, Patriot. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Hello, Paulie again, bearded vet. Gordon, thank you. Matt Walker, it's nice to see you as well, my friend. Haven't seen you around for a while. John, Mickey Mouse, good to see you. Steve Alden, good to see you. Hiya, Webby. Hello, Eleanor. Confusion in one confusion. Good evening, Alan Reader, Bumblebee, Old Bag, Kaz, Tiff, Lost Souls, Mans, JB, Silas, Magoon, Bearded Vet, Saul, Loafer, Rob C, Paulette, Midnight Drifter, Stuart B, Rob C, Rob W, Mr. Myrtle. Good evening, everybody. Kevin's the best. Videos will be back, Kevin. That I promise. Yes, it is taking me a little while to get back to normal. I'm having some trouble with the computer still when I'm trying to record the videos and stuff. It's slightly different when you do a live, but doing a live on every video is going to be absolutely exhausting. So I've not put anything out for a while, but I'm hoping that the company that designed something that I'm using on my computer is actually going to get back to me with a fix because of the problem I'm having on there, and then I can get back to normal. But I will be back soon, I promise you. Alex Marshall, how you doing? KP Nuts. Who else have we got? Ty Corcoran or Corcoran. Dave, hello there. How you doing? Who else have I missed? Neil Howes from South Shields. How you doing? DJ Hertz, Salford Lad, Michael Castrian, nice to see you. Julianne from Cornwall, thank you for joining us. Ollie Mack, thank you for joining us. Moo Mooha, God, blimey, all these names. Dan O'Brien, Luke Skywalker, Stewie. Who else have we got? I think that's it for now. It looks like it. If I've missed your name, I apologise. We're not going to fuck about here. I don't know if Roger's over here yet or not. But I'm going to stick in the comments a link if you want to jump up onto the panel. If you do, as I've said before, I do need to see you on camera in the green room of StreamYard to make sure that you are a genuine person and not somebody who's going to try and fuck my channel over. So my apologies for that. So I do need to see your picture, see your video, and I'll ask you to do something on video so I can see that you are an actual person, just to try and eliminate the best that I can some of the dicks who try and cause problems. Anyway, let me change that to live chat, and let's put that in there. Paste. Send pin message. There we go. There is a link. Is Horace about? Is he? Hello, Horace, if you're about. Peter Smith from Australia. How you doing? Oh, Luke Skywalker is Horace. Ah, I see. I see. Mr. Roger, and God bless. I can check your channels
Hey,
on.
I come first.
Well, you might want to go and see a doctor about that then.
That might be true, Simon. Roger tends to take his time.
Yeah. Well, it's better for me if I make it last longer as well. I'm well past the let's get it over and done with, love. I want to get back for last orders.
within what seconds you reached up to 145. Get those lights up, guys. We are 100 behind. But look how quickly I click like that, and you came on live without notification, and bang.
Well, to remember, there's got quite a few people that have come over from Revs. Hopefully, they'll enjoy the stream and want to stick about. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, do us a favour if you can, people. Hit that like button if you would. Even if you don't know what this is going to be about, just hit the like button anyway. You can always take it back later.
It helps with the algorithms. It gets them up there and all that kind of stuff. It just helps with the channel. It only takes a second to click. Unfortunately, some people on a mobile phone, and you're scared to touch it in it because it goes, oh, fuck, where's it gone?
I'll tell you what I have noticed tonight. I think it's YouTube are hiding an awful lot of comments.
Do you think?
Well, I can't say whether they have or not, because I opened a different window with a different account, and I saw the people that I can't see normally because they've blocked me were have always got plenty to say when they know that you can't see what they're saying, haven't they?
Yeah.
I say what I say publicly. I don't give two fucks. You know what I mean? I don't hide it from people. I say what I've got to say quite publicly, and I leave it up there. But as I say, there's a lot of people that go, oh, let's block them so they can't see what I'm saying. And now I'll slag them off. Yeah. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Do yourself a favour and fuck off. But there we go. Anyway,
he's wondering why he could get away with blocking mods.
Yes, actually, there's something I need to do here. Whilst you're there, let me just try something very quickly. Oh, fuck me, where's my... Oh, I need to expand that, that's why, I think. Where the fuck is it? Bookmarks, that's it. I need that, and bookmarks. I need that. Who's just beeped in? Alan, Dave. Yep, I can see that's you, mate.
Well, that's just weird. I've just lost the ability to scroll through the chat.
Can't help you there, I'm afraid.
That is very strange. The slider that's normally up the side.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gone.
Try refreshing. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's the one that moves the stream. You can go in here and move the chat up and down.
Yeah.
And it's gone. There's normally a grey bar there.
Click on one of them.
You got to scroll your mouse you can roll up and down on.
Yeah.
Try scrolling, rolling.
Yeah.
No, just roll the wheel.
Yeah, it won't do it.
What's your last comment you can see?
The last one I can see is Betsy 387 with yo, folks.
Well, see the picture as YouTube frozen.
Hang on, let's see. No, YouTube's not frozen.
Oh Christ, yeah, all the way back. 2, 4, 10.
Hang on, let me try going into top chat and then back again.
There you go.
Right, it's come on in on top chat. I'll go back to, and it's back on live chat now. Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh, thank goodness for tech support.
Where would he be without you?
Well, the thing is, when I get a problem like that, this is where Heather comes into her own, or if Dan's on a live with me, is I don't know where to look to cure the problem. And if I do know where to look, I quite often can't find the resolution to it anyway. That's at the start of a good porno movie, yeah.
Right, that'll do. Right, anyway, where are we at? Let's have a look at these comments here. If you need tech support, I'm your man, says Simon.
Believe it.
Yeah, Mickey, I do believe it is YouTube pissing about. I mean, it was obvious they were going to be all over everybody like a rash with what's going on today. And I just think they've gone a bit mental again.
So who should we talk about? I mean, what should we talk about now?
I'm saying nothing. I know nothing.
Right, dear. Dear, dear. Right, anybody got... I can't... Oh, your camera just went a bit fucked up there, God bless.
You what, mate?
Your camera's glitching.
What, now?
Yeah.
Well, hold on then. I'll come out and come back in.
Oh, the Matrix.
Is it really? All right, okay. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Should I let him back in? Or should I just let him sit in the back?
Leave him in the back room for half an hour.
I pledged my allegiance to Richmond sausages. I pledged my allegiance that I would eat them and only them instead of wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah, but don't forget wolves have ears.
Probably full of ears. Blech.
Evening, Matrix.
Oh, yeah. Right. So I will just say, if people have come over here expecting it to kick off, it still might. Don't get me wrong, it still might. But there are people who are banned from the channel, who won't be allowed on here because they've been disrespectful to me or to other people on the channel. I don't just mean calling them names. I mean seriously disrespectful. If somebody wants to call somebody a name, then that's different. But when you take the piss out of somebody's mental health or something like that, then got to be dealt with. So, so some of them have been booted, but doesn't mean we can't have fun. And I'm sure it doesn't mean that we can't have a go at someone. I'm sure we'll find somebody.
Even if it is inadvertently.
Oh, you're a star. Thank you very much.
Is that Claire? Who's that? Is that Claire?
That's someone else.
Someone else? Hello, darling.
She's got to go to bed. She's got school in the morning.
Oh, fuck off.
Fuck off. Go to bed.
No, you can't help her with her homework, Pat.
Fuck off. So, whoever that is, that's not a fucking schoolgirl. Fuck off.
No, that's my like second adopted daughter. Oh. Hang on a minute. Just a bit of resolution.
I didn't know whether you were or not.
Handful of glass.
No, that's not...
You really made me look really bad there, I don't need help with that. You do realise I make myself look bad.
Got you though.
Sonic, is Sonic in the room, is he? I can't see him.
I haven't seen him.
People saying hi, Sonic. I can't see fucking Sonic in here.
I haven't seen him come up.
You know what, Webby? I mean, you know, it's not a bad idea clearing the block list and having an amnesty. That's not a bad idea, but I'm not sure if I should do that after nearly half a bottle of brandy. To be honest,
No, and especially after the results of the last time.
They've got an amnesty with the jab, don't they?
Now I see Sonic. Now he's popped up. No, his other comments, I can't see Sonic at all up until Hi Saul, Hi Bumble. That's the first comment from Sonic that I can see. And it's easy to see his comments because he's green, because he's a member.
Yeah, I've got nothing further up the stream from him.
Definitely not there. And I'm on live chat.
I can see his previous. It says, it's like fucking Dad's Army in here. Don't panic, Roger. Don't panic. That's from Dick.
No, honestly can't see that at all, mate. It's just not showing on here at all. Strange. So, come on. What are we going to talk about?
I just
Can't expect me to do all the work for you. Come on.
I put a link to my channel, please.
Oh, mate. That depends. Are you going to let me link to my channel on your channel? Otherwise, I'll block you.
Hey, listen, I super modded you, you fucker.
Oh, is that what that meant? Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, go on. Yeah, listen. Yeah, go on. Stick your thing in there. Link.
It's a bit of an, for those who don't know, it's a bit of an expose about what's been going on, causing all the shit between the people on the channels when it's all nice and peaceful beforehand. So I put a long date on it because when I get around to doing it, I'll get around to doing it. But I've got everything on here. I need to put it all on a PowerPoint. So
it says 3 months. It says 3 months, but it won't be 3 months. It just says saying 3 months so that people aren't saying where is it. So it's better to put a longer date on and then bring it earlier than it is to say it's going to be.
It's just fucking YouTube. I've got misses and kids and bills and fucking shit to sort out.
Of course,
that takes priority.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, anticipation of death is worth in death itself.
That is very true. So anybody else coming up on the panel here? We've got the link in the comments there. If anyone wants to jump on.
I had a feeling.
Lost souls you pumping up. Come on, Holly.
What do you mean? Street parties tomorrow for sausage fingers. Tomorrow? Why are they doing fucking street parties tomorrow? It was today.
Oh, because it rained and nobody turned up.
Hiya, Brummy. Hope you're well.
All the councils.
Brummy, good evening, mate.
Loads of we did have a little street party at my missus's mum's street up the road, and but it's done by.
There you go. It's took the scrolling ability away from the chat again for me here. What the?
Refresh it again, darling.
Mine's right.
Man, I do message you on Discord. For fuck's sake, you're not replying.
And we're back.
Me up.
What the fuck? Oh, YouTube are really pissing about tonight, aren't they? And it's gone again.
Click refresh at the top. The roundy symbol.
Yeah, I know how to refresh.
Try that.
What? The roundy seat. The roundy one.
Yeah, that's how she describes the buttons to me.
How would you describe the refresh?
He probably knows the proper name for it.
I'm used to talking to idiots.
And there it's back.
She knows the proper name for it, technical term, but Roger ain't got a clue what it is.
Exactly.
Oh,
how do you describe what it looks like? It's
exactly. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, Mickey just said you have to keep hitting top chat and then coming back to live chat again. But it's like that bloody floating heart thing. I've never seen that and never had that before, and all of a sudden it's there and I can't get rid of it.
I normally have it and haven't got it.
You actually want to stream in YouTube as well?
Yes, yeah.
Right, that's quite, yeah. So
yeah, it's easier for me to keep up with the chat on that because obviously I can't mod the other chat. So
yeah, I just watch the chat in StreamYard.
Yeah, so I mute the what's the name stream and just watch the chat on there, because I can make it the size for my eyes to see better. Because what I do, I've got another monitor, but because my camera's on the top, I minimalize and, you know, slot both on the same screen. It just
just out of curiosity, just do a little poll there. Just want to find out
Who watched it?
whether you're jabbed or not.
Whether you
Whether you're jabbed or not. I'm not. This isn't to moan at people for not being or for being. This is just out of completely out of curiosity.
That's our job to moan up.
Any evidence given, we will use at a future date.
Well, I didn't, and neither did none of my intimate family. Well, I haven't got no family except for what I've made and my missus. So none of us did.
Same.
Well, the doctors actively told me, did you have it? When I started having these problems with the blood and clots and things, they actually asked if I'd had it. And I said, no, I won't go anywhere near it. And they said, well, be quite honest, it's a good job you didn't.
Well, bear in mind that I understand that some people had to have the jab. Do you know what I mean? Because they were forced into it because of jobs and, you know, looking after their kid, paying for their kids and their house and everything else. Totally understand that. Totally understand why some people would have gone down that route of being jabbed. But again, this is not a question to ask in order to, you know, to ridicule people in one way or another. This is just genuinely out of curiosity.
Your body, your choice.
Just to get an idea of sort of the ratios that are going on these chats.
Be interested to know how they feel now they find out they've been lied to.
Yes.
This is the problem. You got the ones now, they're opening their eyes to it all, but it's too late. They've already had it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, when they're offering you a free pizza and an Uber taxi, especially to kids, probably a pair of night trainers, you know, you've got to start thinking to yourself, well, why, you know, all this pressure to get this jab. Now, true story, like I said before, if you remember, I did get it, or I got something, and I was really ill. My oxygen levels went down to 73, which is really bad. And for 2 weeks, I stayed at home. In the end, my doctor said to me, look, if you go to the hospital, I will, and do some oxygen, you can come home the same day, I'll prescribe it for you. I went up there, they tricked me, the fuckers, but never mind, they gave me a private room on my own. And I was up there for 6 weeks. And every day they come in, this is a time when they're sacking all the care workers in care homes for not having a jab. And I asked everybody on the COVID ward, the doctors and nurses, have you had it? None of them had it. Only one person, the cleaner, this Romanian lady, she was the hardest working one there. And she said she had it because her mother was really ill and she couldn't fly home to see her mum.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Some people were forced into having to. I mean, I was told that I should have it because of my strokes and all that stuff. I politely declined, and I've not had any jabs. Again, my choice based on my own knowledge of things. And again, this is you know, not knocking other people for getting it, because you've got families to look after, and I totally understand why you would have to go down that route.
But it'd be interesting to find out some of the stories, the people that have had it and why they actually had it.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to talk, feel free to come onto the channel if you've had the jab.
You know, if you've had the jab, we're not going to knock you for it, but it'd be interesting to hear why you made the decision. You know, was it a free thinking decision? Was it work related?
Well done, Brummy. Well done. Congratulations.
Brilliant, buddy. Absolutely. Well done, mate.
Well done, Brummy.
In the Geneva Convention, it says you must not be coerced or forced into taking medication.
Yeah, that's where malinformation comes in. I mean, you look at that document I had that was actually given to NHS workers on how to persuade people to have it at different levels, different age groups. And it actually went in there on how to speak to them, to coerce them basically into taking it.
Right. That's the Universal Declaration on Human Rights and Bioethics. Says that any preventative diet, and I put this on the back of my my cards that I made, you know, the plastic I don't wear a mask cards. Any preventative, diagnostic and therapeutic medical intervention is only to be carried out with prior free and informed consent of the person concerned, based on adequate information. The consent should, where appropriate, be expressed and may be withdrawn by the person concerned at any time for any reason without disadvantage or prejudice. Meaning, generally, if your boss says you've got to have it done or you can get the sack, is a violation of the Universal Declaration of Bioethics and Human Rights.
Yeah, and the other one is when they turn around and say, "Oh, we'll mandate it." Well, a mandate only becomes a lawful contract when both parties agree, and that's in the Black's 6th edition, I think it is.
But again, it's, you know, it's coercive. People were coerced. Not everybody. Some people decided on their own accord, which is absolutely fine. But lots of people were coerced into taking something that they did not want. And that is a breach of the Universal Declaration on Bioethics and Human Rights. But a lot of people don't know about the Universal Declaration on Bioethics and Human Rights, and I didn't until COVID started. So, you know, I can't blame people for not knowing about it, which is why during the whole, you know, COVID malarkey, we tried to make people aware of that kind of thing.
Well, that's interesting, Pat. What just happened then?
What's that?
That problem with scrolling up and down the chat.
Yeah.
I just modded and clicked someone's comment allow, and then it disappeared as soon as I clicked on that, and that's 3 or 4 times it's happened like that. Let me just make a comment and see what happens then. Right. Hit comment. No, it stays there for that. It's fucking weird, man.
If you want to talk about that, you're more than welcome to jump up on a panel to talk about that if you want to.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to jump up, anybody that wants to jump up and discuss anything about it. Well, I can scroll up and down. Don't know what's wrong.
I've refreshed it a couple of times.
Oh, you on the YouTube channel though? Or you on a live stream? Or you on
No, I'm on the live chat. I'm on the live chat from YouTube.
Same.
And I've got the StreamYard chat open as well.
Same. Both work for me.
StreamYard
yes, well,
we can see no problem, but the no, not on the YouTube.
Yeah, trouble is on the StreamYard chat on my end, I can't comment. And I can't mod in there either.
Oh, yeah.
Why not? What, on YouTube?
No, StreamYard.
No, on StreamYard.
Yeah, this is. I've said this before. Look, I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this screen and show you what I do, just to give you an idea, right? Window, no, entire screen. That's the one I want. This is what I do. So I've got StreamYard open in just over 3/4 of the window, and in the last less than a quarter, I've popped out the chat. If you click the 3 buttons on YouTube on the chat, you've got pop out chat, and you can drag that to where you want. So I have the comments on YouTube there, which I can reply to, and I have the showing on StreamYard there, whilst I have StreamYard open here, so I can see the both.
Right, let's have a go.
Oh, pop out chat. Oh, look at that.
Pop out chat. Yeah, do I just click on that? Yeah.
Yeah, click on pop out chat, then resize it to the size you need. Dock it somewhere on your computer, on your screen, and then make your StreamYard window the size that you need in order to see both windows clearly.
Sometimes when I ain't gonna get it small enough, I don't think. Oh, what the fuck now? I've gone. It's all right. I hid the chat for some reason then.
Have you got the right window open?
No, I clicked pop out and I cancelled it, went back into live, I clicked on live chat, and now it's working.
So that's all I got. Is that, and I've got my other one open there. Just the two separate windows.
Right. Pop out.
I got one window. All I did is clicked on the pop out, looked at it, cancelled it, clicked on the from live chat to top chat to live chat, and it's all working again.
Hello, World in Britain. How you doing, my man?
Right. Let's make that one smaller. I still don't know if I'm going to get that fucker in there, but we'll give it a go.
No, sweetheart.
Rog, all I did was click on the pop-out chat and then cancelled it. I was on top chat.
Oh, there we go.
Shut that one down because you don't need that one.
Right.
Oh,
I see where you're going. Put that half and half there.
Put that one up in the corner. No. Just drag it over to the...
Yeah.
And then make that one bigger. And then you can play with them. No. Make that one.
Yeah.
Make that
That's
one
what she said.
That's your part.
Make Dan bigger.
Yeah.
Drag him over.
Now I can make that bigger to go in there.
Yeah, but you can make that bigger so Dan's bigger as well. Dan wants to get bigger.
Just play with it a little bit. That'll sort it out.
Hey. Don't forget, I'm very close to the bottom of this table and I'll get fucking wedged in here.
Is it big?
Lots of stuff for AB going on in the chats there. Good to see.
Yeah, put it all in
Is
dark.
that all in
mode.
Britain in the house?
Yeah.
Woo! Evening, AB.
We've got a 20-80% split on the jibby jabby, 80% who are pure blood.
AB as in, yo.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Wow, he's the fucker. You're a fucker, AB, because you've been in Swindon 2 or 3 times and I've missed you every time. It is good. I love watching this stuff. It's at first when you first watch him, you think he's been antagonistic, but then you watch it. It's brilliant, pure class. Good to see you, fella.
Roger, you've muted yourself. Oh, that's because you're talking. Oh, that's because you're calling me names. See these 3 wankers on the screen here? Yeah, that bald one up the top there. He's a fucking knobhead in. Look at that one with the swap with the hat down there. Thinks he's fucking Oasis. Mad for
the stream. And it freaks my kids out as well. They wonder what the fuck's going on. Oh, and it was the Hallelujah. Still waiting for the ointment from you.
Sorry, guys, I just muted it because I wanted to swap it around because then I'm looking directly at the comments, not looking sideways to them.
No, that's all right. It's no worries. You can just swap them around. That's what I did earlier. When I was on RevStream, I had the YouTube comments on the left side of my screen and the StreamYard on the right. Now I'm doing it this way. I've swapped it round again.
And here we go again. The scrolling disappeared as soon as I did a bit of modding there.
Wow.
There's got to be YouTube interfering with it. It's got to be.
Have you run out of that one, have you?
I have to make sure I didn't do a Dan. I remember one time you got up and you leant over. I saw you crack. The crack.
You loved it. You loved every fucking minute of it.
I screenshotted it. You're fucked.
Yeah.
Porn bombing your own channel.
Oh, I've done worse than that. That's been screenshotted.
I just wanted to know what that bit of white string was hanging out the back of your ass.
I wondered what it was like. I just wondered what it was like to be a woman. So,
no, not again.
Go on.
Nothing exciting.
Come say hello. This is my second daughter. I've known her since she's like 2 years of age.
Hi.
This is my. Hello. I was going to say that sounds weird. I was going to say that sounds really weird. This is my second daughter. I've known her since she was 2 years of age.
So she's best friends with my youngest daughter, my oldest daughter.
I was round literally every day after school, all the time.
For
this
you.
is being recorded, by the way. She's lovely. She's lovely.
Evening, Woodstock.
How old are you? 22. She's got her own gaff already. She's saved up hard. Worked all her, did all the paper rounds, all that kind of shit. and her mum saved it for her, and now she's got her own gas.
Do you know what? It's hard work. Like with this cost of living crisis, it's £5 for a block of cheese. Like it's mental. It's hard, but you know you got to do what you got to do.
Mad,
Like I'm
isn't
an adult now, so you just have to get on with it.
She's got to go to a local council estate pub and get it for £1.
That's about the same age as me. I bought my first one at 23, and I actually paid the mortgage off inside 5 years. And
Fuck off! You're not putting lemonade. You're not putting lemonade in that, are you?
No, this is a
you fucking pussy. Oh, right. Right.
No. Look. It's still there. Green slide. Oh, there we go.
Go on.
Oh dear, this is going to get messy tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
See you later, guys.
See
ya.
Tell her to do her trousers up.
It looked like she had the top button of. She looked like she had the top button of her jeans undone. Not that I was looking at that or anything.
All the fucking alcohol they're drinking in there. There's loads of them in there. I don't know. It's like a girl posse.
Yeah.
What are you on here for? Get them on.
I might jump on a train.
God bless the new Hefner.
That's why I say it's like a fucking hen party in there.
You
wouldn't want it, mate. You'd be hiding out here with me. You'll be spooning with me later on. In the morning.
My heart bleeds. God bless.
Take it easy, Stewie. Good night, mate.
I've got to have that that's leaving.
Stewie.
Oh, good evening and goodbye, Stewie. Sorry, I didn't even see you in there, mate.
Oh dear. Who's coming up on panel then? Come on, who's coming up on panel? We've got some people that haven't been on here before. Feel free to jump on the panel. As you can see, all we're doing, we have a laugh, we take the piss, and you know what I mean. We do talk about serious stuff sometimes, but if we can take the piss out of
it's more heavy on taking the piss.
Well, there is that. But if we can take the piss out of serious stuff, then you know, all the better.
Right, so I have to ask you a question, right? Now, say like I accused you of something, or blah blah blah, or you went to say something to me to give me your word. Would you say? How would you say sincerely? I sincerely. You say it, I sincerely. You would say I insincerely.
I insincerely? No, insincerely means that you don't mean it.
Well, I tortured myself today, and I had to do it because like I said earlier on, I wanted to watch to see if any disruptions happened on the coronation. And when he's there signing it all and talking, and the Archbishop's there, and he has to give his oath about how he's going to do what he can for the country and look after his people. You play it back. He says, "I sincerely will look after the people and defend." Listen, watch it back. He says, "I insincerely." Yeah. What a miserable fucker as well.
Talks like that, but
he's just been made King of England, and he looked like he's going to fuck it. He's like looking at his watch.
He looked like his mother just died.
Yeah,
hey?
Go on, let's get this shit over and done with.
Come on, we got to get back. We got to get back for the reading of the will.
And like I said earlier on, it's amazing how they just brought out this law a couple of days before to arrest anybody like Stop Oil and everything.
It's not amazing. It's not amazing. It's fucking planned.
You know what I mean? A fucking like I said, you know, an ambulance is driving a few months ago, and someone's died in the ambulance because they can't get through because the fucking protesters stuck their hands to the ground, and the police are going, "Look, I'll have another sip. Have another sip."
Right. Listen, the police if you come off your motorbike and leave your skin all across the fucking pavement, you get laughed at, right? So ripping their fucking hands off the tarmac and leaving a bit of fucking palm skin down there ain't a fucking issue.
No.
In fact, I'd go down there, I'd put some fucking super glue on their cheek and stand on their head until it's stuck to the fucking floor.
Which one, the left or right buttock?
Oh, drag them to the side of the road. You put their hands through the railings and glue their hands together with their own glue the other side. Stay
Drag
there,
them
you
to the
bastard.
side of the road, get them to bite the curb.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Arse up, fill the crack with
No,
super
it was-
glue. That
listen,
That was
a
evil.
Listen.
That bit.
Listen,
watched
right?
that.
The establishment knew and knows that Charlie Boy is not a particularly welcome addition. Okay, and they knew that shit was going to go down, right? So they passed that law purposely, rushed it through purposely to get it done. Okay, in order for them to be able to abuse the powers, and they've fucking done it without batting a fucking eyelid. They done it this morning. It was only passed yesterday, day before, some shit.
Yeah, it passed Friday.
2 days.
Friday,
Yeah, Friday,
right.
Thursday, I think it
It
was.
got
wasn't it?
its royal
Thursday, Friday?
assent Friday.
right. Of course, it's got its royal assent because fucking Charlie Boy had to sign it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, well we don't want people throwing eggs at me now, do we?
2 days
I
before.
don't know. He could make a quiche out of it, couldn't he?
Yeah. The eggs and sausages. One doesn't like eggs and sausages.
I'll
There
tell you
was- there
what,
were
he'd be
protesters.
complaining a lot more if the fuckers were hard boiled, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Did you see the vans? Right, they had these big Luton vans filled with these "Not My King"
Signs.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
People just stood there
Yep.
doing nothing, and they still got arrested.
yeah.
Just
One sec, Bumble.
standing there.
Right, got Bumblebee wants to come up on the panel. So Bumble, I'm going to bring you up now.
Hey,
3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Bumble.
Hello there.
Hiya.
How you
You
doing?
all right?
Hang on, I'm just trying to get back to the right screen so I can see you. And I can't remember if it's the X at the top on the phone or whether it's the back
Oh
button.
no!
If I
Press 1. If it kicks you out, we'll let you back in again. No issue.
know. Right. Okay.
There we go.
Right. Hi everyone.
Hey, welcome,
Bumble.
Bumble.
Hiya, Bumble.
I haven't been around because I haven't been well and having to rest a lot because of chronic fatigue, which is not related to long-term C.
Right.
Is there any words I can't say, Pat?
Say what you want.
Can
Oh,
I say the C word and
What, cunt?
Charles.
okay.
Oh, Camilla.
Bugalugs.
So I was chronically harassed by my GP
Right.
to have the arm shot. But
Right.
prior to that, I'd been in hospital and I watched the nurses' behaviours, and having left the ambulance service in 1998, many years ago, I knew that a drug couldn't be rushed through that quick. And alarm bells were ringing in my head. And I watched nurses react when they were told that they had to be tested twice a week on our ward. Our ward was a rheumatology ward. Most people was on vitamin D. I was on quite a high dose of vitamin D due to having fibromyalgia.
Right.
People with fibromyalgia have quite a deficiency. We all got. I wasn't awake at the time, but I was starting to wake up, and I moved from one 4-bed bay to another 4-bed bay because there was an issue with another patient.
Yeah.
And in a matter of 4 days, I had 5 contacts with COVID positive patients. And I had asked a sister if I could talk to this old lady at the end of her bed because she had oxygen on, she had hearing aids and glasses, and she couldn't have them all over her ears at the same time. And she was in chronic pain, and living in chronic pain myself, I knew how bad things could feel, and that just talking to somebody could help calm that down a bit. And I also wanted a peaceful night on the bay. Yeah. And if she was like trying to climb out over the cot side of the bed, I realised she needed some support. She was 98 years old with heart failure.
Blimey.
And on the Monday, the lady to the right of me, now, when I got out the bed into my wheelchair, I'd be a metre away from this lady next to me when she was in bed. And I heard a handover to the ambulance crew that she had C. She was going for rehabilitation at another hospital, yet she was in her 90s. I was fighting for rehabilitation myself as I was struggling to walk. And they had given me a wheelchair. This is December 2020.
Yeah.
And she couldn't, the lady to my right couldn't be moved because she was booked as a sitting case and ended up as a stretcher case. And so the next day they came and picked her up and she went for rehabilitation even though she was COVID positive. And then the lady opposite me had a doctor's round and I overheard the C word again. And there was only one other patient in the bay who was unresponsive. I think at 16 patients on the female side, 10 people had C. And initially, people were put in the single rooms, but they ran out. And it was interesting that at some stage, my vitamin D was stopped. But as soon I realised I had some symptoms, and the next day there was more. And then I was due home, but there was a 1-day delay. And I requested to be tested because I didn't understand the PCR, which I do now. And I got refused to be tested, even though I had clear symptoms. Even the ambulance crew could see I had symptoms. They opened every window on their vehicle and sat me by the window and told me to breathe in and out of the window.
Put your head out the window.
Mm-hmm. And I went home to a team of occupational therapy, physiotherapy, carers, district nurses that were coming in often. But I got refused to be tested before my discharge. So all those people were exposed.
Sorry, Bumble. Constantine. I hope you're not talking about one of the other people in the comments there.
Yeah, I'm just watching that.
I did see a comment from you earlier saying someone was a bit of a cow, and now you're saying a cunt. There's no need for that. I'm not going to kick you. I'm just telling you there ain't no fucking need for that. All right?
Well, not yet, anyway.
Stokes is a bit of a cow. Is an earlier comment.
I think it's directed. Heather just said it was directed at Lisa Stokes or something.
Yeah, that's the comment that I saw. So I'm just want to make sure that, that whoever that is, they understand that there ain't no fucking need for that. Sorry, carry on, Bumble. My apologies.
So when I got home, I was actually sweating in the ambulance and feeling quite flu-like. And when I got home, I was basically bedbound unless carers helped me up into my wheelchair. But I felt too weak for 36 hours. I was only ill with 36 hours, yet I'm chronically ill and I was high risk.
Right.
And the vitamin D, I got reinstated. There was none on the ward, and I was told the hospital didn't have any. I wonder whether it was an experiment, because people with rheumatology issues commonly take vitamin D to help their conditions, and certain people have proved, and scientific now, that vitamin D does help.
Bumblebee,
I've got to be honest,
I had it as well because I got rheumatoid seropositive plus, and we got prescribed it during the lockdown. Do you remember?
Yeah, I used to get prescribed it. Recently, I did my own research and realised that I was actually on the wrong dose. So I've adjusted that, and I buy mine with I make sure that all my vitamins and supplements don't have any fillers and bulking agents.
I've never since this all started. I mean, I rarely go out these days.
Yeah.
So I don't get vitamin D from the sun. You know, my diet is shit, so I get very little nutrition through my diet. And I've never, you know, granted I don't go out that often, but I have mixed with people. You know, if I've been to the shop, I have to go to the shop to get my medication. I have to go to the shop to get some bits.
But is that once a week?
Well, I was going out about twice a week.
Yeah.
Right. But I was still around people. You know, I was getting into a taxi. I was getting dropped off at the chemist. I was going in the chemist. There was people in there. I was going to the post office, drawing some money out, going to the shop, getting a couple of bits. So I was around people. I've not had so much as a fucking as a sniffle.
So your immunity, your immune system must be quite tolerant, even though you haven't been around many people, Pat.
My immune system's wank.
Mm.
My immune system's a pile of wank. I've got to be honest. The same as the rest of my health at the moment is absolutely fucking shit.
Well, with my medical record, I'm classed as at risk, the same as Heather is, and I've never even been tested. I totally ignored lockdown. I went and done my shopping in the supermarkets as normal.
Yeah.
When I go to A&E, I actually say no testing.
Granted, we could just be lucky. Have you got a metazapine there?
A what?
Metazapine.
Oh,
I see you're a meprazole.
Yeah, meprazole. My diabetes.
Oil 14, third shelf up.
Yes, we'll do.
The brownish oval one. What's that?
Metazapine.
That is
looks like it, doesn't it?
Turmeric
Looks like
with ginger and black pepper. It really helps.
Well done, GB UK. I take turmeric and black pepper twice a day.
I'm trying to go alternative, and I've got apple cider vinegar tablets as well. I've taken myself off these arthritis medication they give me because it's making it worse. And I've been fucking crippled the past few weeks.
I recently
fingers.
GB UK. I recently tried to have a discussion with my GP as I stopped one of my antacids and said, "Well, I'm using more natural things." And it's something you just mentioned, and she argued that I would make it worse. But I know that it stops the absorption of some of my vitamins that I need.
Because they get kicked back for offering you certain makers medication. That's why.
Yeah, and I've never been so pressured into taking a statin as I recently have. I think on 5 visits, it was really hard push. And I turned around and said no, because it causes more muscle pain.
Now, talk about statins. And lots and lots of people have said this to me about statins causing issues and all the rest of it, right? And I understand why people say that, but I've got to be honest, right? I've been on statins for a while. Now, yeah. I was put on statins about 5 years ago because my cholesterol, I think it goes from 0 to 10, and mine was a 10. Okay.
Yes.
Or so they said. They put me on statins, but 2 years after that, I was actually told by a doctor that I didn't need to be on them anymore, and they actually took me off them for a while. Where so a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the doctors are just putting you on statins for X reason, Y reason," but in my experience, the doctor actually said to me, "You don't need to be on these anymore," and took me off them for a while. I've had to go back on them since the stroke.
Pat, I've had the same. About 12 years ago, I was on statins
because of side effects with them,
and I was on blood pressure meds.
I didn't need them anyway. So
I was on statins as well, but I stopped doing them.
And these 5 interactions with health professionals, the GPs, including nurses, said you must take them, and I said no. And when I recently had a fall, I had to see the GP because I refused hospital because I didn't want to sit there 20 hours for a blood test and not need hospital. And I've had so much trauma in hospital that it'd be a hard push to get me there now. So they've made a rod for the ring back. And I'm looking at more natural health. But when I saw this doctor and said, why am I kept pushing statins? You claim that my cholesterol levels are high. The GP said, they're not high, but your genetics put you at risk. And I said, yes, my dad had a heart attack at 42 years old. He had a bypass.
Sorry, Bumble Tea. I was laughing at what he just put up on the screen.
No, I saw it.
Yeah.
But this is my
going back to the C and the jab. Okay, I had carers come in my flat, and they couldn't move their right arm because they'd had the jab.
Yeah. I know people.
And I had to protect myself by taking a certain tea, and I still had shedding symptoms. And because of certain medications I take, I don't get a monthly menstruation. And carers were noticing that I was menstruating. And when I said, well, what they thought was...
You mean them straighting? It's not men. You can't say menstruating.
Oh, yeah, them straighting.
That's it.
And carers would say, you're demonstrating. And I said, I don't demonstrate because of my medications. And they said, so what is causing this? And I said, one of you that is coming in regular to my house has had the arm shot.
My 14.
And it happened on 3 occasions. And on the second occasion, I didn't even know that they'd had it. And I just turned round on about day 5 and I said, have you had the arm shot? And she went, yes, why? I had carers that blatantly refused to have the arm shot. I had carers that ended up in ITU on the first arm shot and then went and had the second arm shot because they were told that they were lucky they were alive because the first arm shot kept them alive.
Yeah. Well, that's the indoctrination for you, isn't it? It's like you give somebody something, it nearly, it fucks them up, and you say to them, "Oh, well, it's a good thing you had it because it would have been well worse if you hadn't." Well,
yeah. And some of the carers even said they didn't want to come to me because I hadn't had the arm shot. Some carers, well, I was having my morning appointment to wash and breakfast and everything. We'd have a debate about it. We'd talk about, the research. And I'd play videos. And they'd be like, yeah, that's disgusting, isn't it? It would open. Certain carers were open for discussion. Certain carers were closed. And were completely... I believe in what the government is saying. It's safe.
Yeah.
And
it's what they told the nurses back in 1976, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's how they got £60 million compensation.
And my mother, when I was born, had a lot of morning sickness, and thalidomide was still around. It had been offered to her, but she said no. And I grew up with a lady in the neighbourhood, severely deformed by thalidomide. And I don't know whether that influenced me, but having worked in the ambulance service and knowing how quick drugs can, how slow drugs can take to be approved and all these trials, I sat there and I was like, no. My GP was harassing me, and I actually phoned up my GP for a matter, and I said, please stop harassing me. One more text, one more email, one more phone call, and I'll do you for harassment about the arm shot. I never received another one. But when I went in the care home.
Sorry, Bumble. I just want to say to Brummy. There's over 1,250 hospitals in the UK, and you'd have to, if you write to the NHS Trust, it's unlikely you're going to get any information from them. They'll tell you that it's probably something that each hospital has. So you're going to have to do a request to over 1,250 hospitals in order to find that information out. Good idea, though. I'm sure somebody out there's got the time to do it, but that's an awful lot of work. Sorry, Bumble.
No, Pap, you know that I've spent 10 months in a inappropriate care home. I won't go into detail, but let's just say that they were told that I had tested negative and I hadn't tested. And in discussion with one of the night shift, it was apparent a certain service who had got me in that care home had said that I had tested negative. And when I told her why I wouldn't have tested, she said, and she said, well, it's too late now because I've been there like 8 weeks before I met her. And she was quite senior. And then one day I'm getting a taxi from the care home from one town, and I'm just being loaded in my wheelchair into the back of the taxi, and this person comes running out with an injection. And I'm like, what the fuck you doing? And he said, I'm going to give you your arm shot. I said, no, you effing ain't. And there would have been no monitoring. I would have been in a taxi with just a taxi driver. So there's 15-minute monitoring if you have an adverse reaction. People were not keeping to the rules. And I had a discussion with another resident who was compos mentis, and he said after every jab, people end up in hospital from here, and some never return.
Oh, I'll have a fudge cake.
You know, but I've had carers that are completely mixed in their views. I've had carers refuse to care for me because I haven't had it.
Good night, Ricky.
But you know, I've made the decision what's best for me. And when I was in hospital at the end of last year, I was actually questioned if I'd had the arm shot, and I said, what does it matter to my care? I was only there rehabilitating because I was waiting for a placement.
Right, Ricky.
And I'm now actually living on my own independently with struggles, but I'm still doing it.
Lost Souls, check your WhatsApp. Ricky, good night. Sorry, I just wanted to get that out of the way. It's a bit difficult I don't want to interrupt you when you're talking.
No, it's fine.
So I'll wait.
Good night, Ricky.
Let's say goodbye when people have finished talking. So apologies for that.
And I am aware that my notes have been pulled by my housing solicitor, and I will look at the dates of when the vitamin D was stopped on that ward admission, because I think it tied in with me after having very close contact with 5 positive. And I'd like to see what they put in there when I requested a test.
Most of what they did proves to me that they weren't concerned about it anyway, to be honest. There's so much that
they weren't. I had the infection control nurse manager at my bedside and refused to take the test. And do you know what her reason being was?
Go on.
We haven't got enough porters to walk to the lab. I was too sick to get in my wheelchair. That's why I knew that, you know, I was poorly, and I was like, this isn't the norm within my chronic illness.
You tested positive, they wouldn't have been able to move her.
I got discharged while I was positive, and I think it was 8 days later I ended back up in hospital because I hadn't been given the right equipment. And then in A&E, woohoo, I test positive. And then from there, I started opening my eyes and doing more research.
Yeah,
I
but
can't see the chat, by the way.
Bumble, if they'd have done the test and you'd have come back positive, they wouldn't have been able to discharge you. They needed
Very
to
true.
discharge
Very
you.
true, Mrs. W.
That's the reason they didn't test you.
They had a delay on not discharging me, but because at the time I needed my complex medication to be in a tray system, and it took them several days to do it, not one day. And there was uproar that I was still there on the ward. People were like, "Why are you still here?" I said, "Not my problem."
My mushroom tea wouldn't work, lights.
Did you try mushroom tea? Did you?
No, like Sky said, three day and night weed, mushroom tea after flu. No jab for me. This was like 2 years ago. My mushroom tea didn't work. But I won't say.
I was quite shocked as well that when there was the C on the ward, that they put people in their single rooms, but would allow this confused lady to use the ward toilet, not her room toilet. So we were all being exposed to all that, and I was like, something's not right here.
Hello,
Where's infection control?
Is we one in the chat? I haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Good morning.
And have you ever been in hospital, either as an inpatient or outpatient, and look at the bin on the exit and entrance to that hospital full of masks? If it had been such a hazardous, contagious
they'd have
illness, they would have been burned, and they would have been that bin would have been emptied every hour.
Biohazard bins they'd have, of course they would, and nobody was moaning when everyone was dumping their fucking masks in the street, overflowing bins flowing down the road, all that kind of stuff. Nobody was asked about that, you know.
My last admission, the bins were overfilling in December. That they were overfilling in the hospital reception.
Kim said, I'm not sure who you're talking to, Kim, if you're talking to Bumble or somebody in the comments, but Kim says, remember Matt Hancock sent lots of positive cases from the hospitals into care homes and ended up being a major factor of the elderly in the care homes getting sick and dying. Now, again, one of the issues was right from the beginning is most people, well, not most people, that's over exaggeration. A lot of people knew that, you know, even a more serious version of the flu, which is ultimately what this was, is going to affect the elderly. The normal flu killed lots of elderly people each year.
It's about 10,000 it's been on average over the years.
In the past,
and it suddenly disappeared, flu, didn't it?
And the fact that Hancock sent lots of positive cases back into care homes, which we all know he did, to me makes me think, well, they didn't think it was either they didn't think it was as bad as it was, that they were pretending to us that it was as bad, or they done it on purpose to try and relieve the obligation that the government has on caring for a lot of elderly people. So there was two reasons why they'd done that: either to relieve the pressure that the elderly people were putting on the government and the finances of the government, or because they didn't believe it was as serious as it was, but they were pretending it was that bad. You see what I'm saying? So that's my opinion on it.
Kim, when I had C, end of 2020, I went home with it. It was a while later that, because there was no care in the community, I sadly ended up in a care home, but I have worked hard to rehabilitate myself on my last admission, and I'm determined to keep mobile. I have chronic illness that could make me bedbound, but I'm determined to keep moving forward. And I haven't been around, Pat, because I've had to take a break because of health. I've had to put my health first.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's
Health
why I
comes.
haven't been in your chat a couple of times, but, you know, trying to get a sleep pattern. But that's another thing, as you know.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it in there, Pat.
It's just interesting about the vitamin D. I've been taking vitamin D for well over 10 years. And during that
I've
5-week admission, it was stopped. I was told there was none available.
which obviously was a lie.
Maybe.
It was vitamin D, as far as I know, was fucking all over the place.
Yes.
You know, there was absolutely no rush on vitamin D, and people panicking and going out buying loads. So there was plenty out there, as far as I know.
I'd been put on it for my fibromyalgia, and I was diagnosed in 2020 with 2000 with it. So it'd been a long-standing regular thing that I took, part of my medication regime.
I've never took any vitamins in my life.
No, but you get good food from your missus, Roger.
I used to get similar sort of food when I cooked for myself when I was single.
Yeah.
You
But there were. I did watch a documentary about vitamin D, and it did say that majority of the UK, due to the sunlight hours that the UK get, would be deficiency.
Well,
Would
I
be
used to be
deficient.
out in it all day. I was always tanned because I worked outside.
I've given plenty of vitamins, but I've never received that many.
Vitamins or nutritious fluid?
It's after midnight, Roger. I can be as disgusting as I like now.
Yeah, you're down past the middle of the label on the bottle.
Yes, it is just past it. Look,
I do watch.
I'm not doing too bad though, because normally I'll get much lower than that by the time I've finished a bottle of Coke, and that's all the Coke I've got left. So I've not done too bad.
No,
I've had a few pints myself.
I've been a good boy tonight.
Oh, not much Coke left.
Yes, Coca-Cola is what I meant.
Sorry, Coca-Cola. Yeah.
When I say I haven't got much Coke left, that's not why I'm doing that to my nose.
Yeah.
Back in the house. Sorry, guys. I just had to go in there. Right, Pat, never remind me. I know you'll be okay, but never remind me to tell other people that I've won 50 pence on a lottery and it comes back as £75 million. People get things twisted so much, but I'll leave it there. You know what I'm on about.
Huh?
Was it called Chinese Whispers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just checking something out. Someone brought to my attention. And then some people twist and get things so wrong. Oh God, that's just giving me motivation to get my Kraken on the go.
You're what, on the go?
Anyway. Oh, sorry, it's all right. It's a kind of private thing between a couple of us on there, but they understand what I'm on about.
Yeah.
What a crock of shit.
Well, that's it, Lo, for if a woman asks you to do something, do it badly the first time and they don't ask a second time.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not just women, your kids as well. Can you hoover this? Can you wash that up? Little fuckers.
Well, I do most of the washing up. I must admit, I do slack over the weekend, and I did miss one the other day because I'd been on so many bloody live streams. I was just sat here and totally forgot about it.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah, it was a bit excessive this week, wasn't it?
Oh, dear. Oh, some fucking mentally ill. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say mentally ill people. Some people out there that have got some right fucking issues. Anyway,
no, I like her cooking. I mean, she'll make the homemade strawberry jam because I won't eat the bought stuff. I'll only eat her homemade. And we grow our own strawberries for it as well.
Homegrown homemade jam.
Homegrown and homemade jam are a bit of preservatives.
Best place to get those at the car boot sales. You get, well, especially the Isle of Wight. You get the old girls down there, and they make some amazing stuff like chutneys and jams and preserves, and they're cheap as chips as well. And it's all homemade, and it's going to a good cause. She might not die of fucking hypothermia at winter. Sorry, I know I shouldn't say that.
Woodstock put a message in the chat saying what I said to you before. I've forgotten Woodstock. Sorry. Carers are not supposed to refuse to come to you with you being jabbed. That is discriminating. It happened.
Yeah, it does.
And I was being told, well, you can't have a tea time call because we've got no carers.
Died from chutney.
And there were so many on a list that wouldn't attend me because it was a 15-minute call at tea time to assist me with something that I needed help with, that I was assessed to need help with. But to be honest, I only got £2.50 when they drove like 30 minutes one way and then 45 minutes to the next job. And they would say, oh, can we combine your tea call with your bed call? But my bed call combined that task anyway.
So one of them missed one out.
But yeah, they wanted to claim £7.50 because the carers were actually on £10 an hour, which was appalling for the work that they did. But some carers were not aware, and I did actually ask one of the senior carers that I got on well with, and I said, what are your precautions when you know that you've got a positive client in the community? And they said, oh, they get put on a separate round, and the same two carers go in and do all the positives.
Oh, what? Man's in or out? She's on a mobile phone. Listen, I've just messaged you. You got about 3 fucking man's bees fucking Discord things. I just found the right one. You messaged 2 days ago. Sorry about that.
Remy, my biggest question was...
You got about 3 fucking man's bees. Oh, who's got this? Oh, who's doing that?
Oh, that'll be Tina again.
Come on, Tina.
Turn the volume down, Tina.
Oh, sorry. Hello.
Hey, Tina.
Hi,
Hello,
T.
Good morning, T.
Hi,
How are
Everybody-
you, Tina?
Hey?
How are you?
Not too bad. I've got a fucked up shoulder now, so
Oh,
Right.
shit.
great conversation with my GP. I think it's a muscle problem. We're going to give you steroids. I said, fuck right off, is it a muscle problem?
God.
I said, don't waste my space and just book a fucking x-ray. Yeah, she wanted to jab me with steroids. It's like, kiss my ass, is that? It's actually the ball joint itself is slipping. I had a woman look at it, she's a physio, and it's actually slipping and pulling away from the ball joint itself. I've got osteoporosis anyway, so it's not good. But
Has
yeah,
someone got a truck reversing into their door or something?
no, that's my kettle boiling.
Oh, okay.
You know, I've got a big kettle in here, you see.
Mine's white with 2 sugars.
I've just done myself a quick cup of coffee. I was doing some work and I thought, they're on here on a Saturday. Have I lost a fucking day? Is it Sunday or Saturday? I'm confused.
Yeah, everyone was on Rev's earlier, and Rev decided to fucking wimp out. So
Oh.
decided to jump up. Hoz LF HOZLUFC, if you're still watching, thank you very much for the buy me a coffee contribution. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been doing some letters, as you know, Dan. I got 3 of yours to go out. I got 2 of 2 others to go out, and I've been downloading. What was it? My last count: 24 government documents to do with what I do on my website. 24 new amendments.
Tina, did you get my message?
What message?
Email?
No.
Okay.
When would you send it?
Last week?
No, not which
Maybe
one?
start of last week?
Where did you send it to?
Back
The
in a minute,
email that I
guys.
had for
Just
you
gotta make
originally.
room for the next can.
What, for the website?
I couldn't tell you right now.
Well, that's shut down
okay.
anyway. We closed that down in March because it was shit. I'm not paying good money to see it go down a pound. Hi, Alan. Hi, Simon. Roger. Hi, Mrs. W.
Hello, Tina.
All right, darling.
I'm good, thank you. I can say hello properly without him in the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, Mrs. W. We can see you waving.
I've heard the talk you've been talking about Bumblebee with vitamins.
Mhm.
I got osteoporosis, as everybody knows, and I was born with it. So I'm used to all the
Yeah.
fractures I've had over the years. They wanted me to take a drug called biphosphonates. Now, biphosphonates is what they force the elderly to take. It
Yes.
causes fractures. And I've just done
Yeah.
a fracture on my knee, and I thought, I don't want any more. Why would I take that? Because I pulled the thing out, the little description. I said, why would I take this? Fractures of the jaw, the hands, the neck, the back, the hips. And it's like, I've just fractured the tibia just below my kneecap. I don't want any more. It's not a pleasant feeling when you can't move your leg. So she said, well, what are you going to take? So 2 years ago, I started taking a combination pill, K2, MK7 and D3 combined. It's one tablet. Okay. Since then, I've been to the opticians 3 times and they scared the shit out of me the first time I did it. You know, when you go up the hospital, you have that really, they put drops in your eyes for this particular machine. Well, you don't need the eye drops because Specsavers have got exactly the same machine as the hospital and they don't put eye drops in. But you pay
They did that to me a couple of months ago and I've got new glasses.
Yeah, so you go up there, do it in Specsavers.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what makes your pupils go like you've been fucking?
I couldn't see for 8 hours because I had an allergic reaction to it. So
the first time I had the drops in the eyes at the hospital,
yeah.
I couldn't even see to walk up the corridor.
No, I couldn't see.
And my mate said, text me on the phone and I'll bring the car around the front. I actually had to try and find somebody that looked like in a hospital uniform and say, I can't see fuck all. Can you text this person?
That's just it. Well, with the actual the K2 MK7 and the D3 combined, I've been taking it 6 months. Now I've always had glasses since I was 8, so always worn glasses. So the woman starts doing the scan, and she suddenly stopped and went, "Oh crap!" And I was like, "What?" Because it can detect diabetes, it can detect brain problems like bleeds and stuff. And I was like, "Crap! What does she see?" And she ran off, and I'm thinking, "Shit." There must be something wrong. She come back with a woman and she looked and she went, "Oh shit." And I was like, "Would you please stop saying that and tell me what the hell's going on?" She said, "Your eyes have improved." I went, "What?" She said, "Your eyes have got better." What the hell? You're kidding? No. Nice, Dan. They look cute in those. So basically, I went back twice after that. And then the 2 other times I went back, I've had to have my glasses reversed 3 times. Now I only wear them for computers and reading books or a tablet. That's why I got a glasses holder around my neck. Basically, my eyes are going to be, well, I've got another one coming up next week. And they think by the time I go next week, I'll only need these for reading. They're just going to change them all completely. So my eyes have improved completely by that one tablet, K2, MK7 and D3. What they do is K2, MK7.
I take K2 now, but I didn't.
Yeah, but it must be K2, MK7. That's a particular one that's mixed with the D3. The reason is it stops fractures. It stops the early onset of rheumatoid arthritis, or it'll keep the one you've got low. And it also helps with eye care, basically health, nails, hair, everything, and all your bones. The D3 binds the calcium to the bones, your teeth, your jaw, everywhere. It just binds it. But it also removes any calcium floating around your body that could cause a blood clot. That puts it back where it's supposed to be. And I've never felt healthier taking that extra pill. But all the tablets I take, my doctor hates, is herbal. They're homeopathic. I don't like taking any medicines. I don't have to. I won't. I don't trust doctors.
I just couldn't believe this doctor when I said, am I allowed to name the med? I've stopped this antacid. The reason being is I think it affects me, even though I've been on it 15 years. I've stopped it and I'm using a more natural approach. And
that's what people should
she
look
went,
at.
"You can't do that. That will make you seriously ill." And I thought, it's just so.
Omeprazole.
Sorry, Simon?
what's the alternative to omeprazole? Because
There are omeprazole.
There
Is
are
that,
natural things.
is that statin?
Lansoprazole.
No, omeprazole is like lansoprazole.
Is it anti-acid?
Anti-acid. There's lots of different herbs and juices you can take as an anti-acid. So if you go to a herbal shop, they'll give you like a tablet. Some of them are like blueberries or bilberry, and you just take the pill. And basically,
apple cider vinegar.
Well,
yeah, I got the apple cider vinegar tablets.
But that can stop anti-acid.
GB UK, I was on one of those 2 tablets that we just mentioned.
Yeah.
What you
I'm
want to
in
think,
Discord, and I'll tell you.
Right, sorry.
One at a time, girls, ladies. There's plenty of me to go around.
Sorry, I've had a few drinks, and the lag is.
That's okay, no worries.
Right. In nature, there's a poison, there's a cure. Okay. So when you go through stinging nettles, there's a dandelion, the dock leaf with the milk. So every time there's a poison, there's a cure in nature. It's the same with medications. As humans, before we started eating too much meat with the dinosaurs, we were eating a lot of veg and fruit and literally living off nature. And they were, from what their bones have showed, quite healthy. Their bones were strong, their teeth were strong. They've got skulls from the Stonehenge with full set of teeth, from a very old age. So you've got to look at what nature provides. When a doctor suggests a tablet, I'm not telling people not to take medication. Don't ever do that. Just talk to your doctor about it first. But basically what I do myself, I will research, I will research what I need to take and what it's for, and I will find an alternative. What I do like about the hospital when I went in for some treatment, you can't take that vitamin here. We don't allow it. Okay, I'll just go home then. But you can't do that. Yeah, I can. You can't fucking stop taking me taking food. You can't stop me taking a pill.
Just eat cabbage. Cabbage is good for you.
No, thanks. Oh, fuck.
Dan, have you ever tried the cabbage diet?
Sprouts. I love sprouts with vinegar and pepper.
I eat cabbage raw and sprouts as well. Sprouts raw, love it.
Yeah.
Garlic and walnuts, maybe.
Yeah, no.
Your bedroom, Dan, must smell like a fucking gas chamber.
No, it's good for you. Listen, no, Brussels will only affect your arsehole if they're cooked. They're
That's what you think. That's what you think.
Yeah, they're easier to get out.
Dan,
Or ingest them.
Oh my God.
Dan, people used to say that about baked beans. They will only affect you if you have them hot. I eat them cold out the tin.
I love baked beans. Oh.
I like baked beans too. Got behind
beans and the little pork sausages
on top.
I can't have hot ones. It's got behinds.
Cheese, yeah, man. Cheese.
Honestly,
Baked beans with melted cheese on top. Yum.
Ooh, nice.
best way to take sprouts is to string them together.
But we're all different. Like Tina said, neither of us are telling you to stop any of your meds, but research what you're taking and what the alternatives, or have a discussion with the right people.
It's about what the government want you to do. Your doctor's got a job to do, right? I've had constant blood tests. I have no problem with my cholesterol, no problem with my blood sugar, no problem with my blood pressure. They keep trying to get me on blood pressure tablets, cholesterol tablets, and statins. And I've told my doctor every time.
Our doctors are salespeople, babe. They're there to make money. That's the whole point of it.
They all are, man.
Yeah.
They get paid. Every patient they diagnose with heart disease, cholesterol, statins, anything like that, or diabetes. The one they throw is the diabetes. That stuff is
antidepressants and the antidepressants.
Oh, they're good on those.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alan.
I got told
that a while ago
in hospital because there was a woman screaming out "doctor" all the time, and having worked in the ambulance service, I reacted to that word quite quickly, and I'd be bolt sat upright at 4 a.m. when she's screaming it. And he said, "Oh, have some antidepressants to help you sleep." And I went, "No." And we had a 5-day battle. And in the end, I could see how sleep deprived I was. And I took them, but I'm weaning off.
What does an antipsychotic medicine or mental health medicine purpose for? What's it for?
It's meant to calm you, chill
I
you
was going
out.
to say, man, calm you down.
No, it's a sedative. It's a sedative.
Yeah.
It shuts you up.
No, yeah, during the day, but I don't take any medication, but I do occasionally take Zopiclone if I can't sleep. So if I go through 3, 4, 5 days with non-sleep, I'll take Zopiclone, which is a sleeping pill, and then I'm fine. I don't need antidepressants every morning. That's not what I needed.
But this is what they're doing. They're upping mental health medication because they don't want you causing a fuss. So it shuts you up.
And it makes them more money.
The money you get from it.
Of course it does. It's all about money.
Exactly. Of course it is.
Doctors have always been for profit. They get little brown envelopes every time they diagnose somebody with a disease.
Yeah.
Also, when I said to one of the practice nurses, well, okay, so you're saying that I need to be on statin, you're saying my cholesterol's high, but I need fat in my diet for I should be on a protein and fat diet for my other health condition.
But if you
so how do I juggle this? Because I'm not supposed to be taking carbs and sugar, but then I should be on protein and fats. But then you're saying that I shouldn't be on fats and protein. She actually turned around and said, she said that you can't live without carbs.
Yeah, you can. I'm on low carb, high protein.
And I was without carbs for over a year, some years back.
I didn't stop them. I went low carb, high protein.
Yeah. But she said, you can't possibly be low carb. And I was like, what did the caveman eat in carb form?
Meat.
As I left, I was like, that she's never encountered the caveman diet.
One of the things that opened my eyes up was, okay, all of a sudden they found this cure for this COVID disease that just appeared out of the blue, apparently. But they can't find a cure for cancer, which has been in our lives for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And I have family that so-called died of cancer, but we don't know.
Well, they have to put down the exact thing they die of, but I've had cancer, man. I had breast cancer. The first words out of my surgeon's mouth was 8 weeks of chemo, 2 weeks of radiation. The answer to his question was, fuck off. You're not sticking that shit in my body.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the surgery. If you want to do the surgery, then you leave me the fuck alone. You're not touching me with chemo. You've had the same thing since the 1920s. I wouldn't go and stand in Chernobyl and not expect to get cancer, and you want to inject that shit into my body? Right off.
Tina, one of those treatments you mentioned, my dad did die of that, and it took me 3 years to find out.
It's just awful. If you look at
there are natural ways to treat cancer, but
there have been many products produced. There was a lady with a particular mushroom she found in the Amazon. I'm talking about 20 years ago. And she found it was very good for throat cancer, chest cancer at the top of the chest. And she created a tea with it. And she did some testing in a local hospital. And there was a man who had throat cancer. He was told that they'd done one operation. They couldn't do any more. And he'd likely have 6 months left. She started to give him this mushroom soup in hospital, and he took it home. He went back for his cancer check, and he was clear of cancer just by drinking the mushroom
and what
tea.
about RSO? I'll not go explain what it is, but what about RSO?
Oh, fucking camera's gone again.
Whose camera? Oh, right. What's
No,
RSO?
it's mine. I got a problem with one of my cameras. It's freezing.
It's a natural oil.
There's a lot of different things that can work. They have found cures for different things. There's a spider that's got a genuine treatment for cancer. They found it in the Amazon again. So, because it's untouched by man. So they found this particular spider, did their research over 10 years. The government won't have it because they can't make money out of it. Because it's something they can get cheaply. If you look at all of you taking tablets, put all your all the little paper you get in your packet, it tells you all the side effects. Put them all together in a line and strike out or circle the bit where it says it causes weight increase. Okay, look at what it does to the body. 65% of what doctors are prescribing are creating obese people. So what happens with obesity when your weight piles on? You end up with diabetic problems, cholesterol problems, BMI problems, heart problems,
More
the whole lot.
medication.
And
But
depression.
if you look at what you're taking, it's all drugs designed to make you get bigger. There isn't a massive problem with being overweight in this country. If you look at the medication, that's what's causing it.
I don't disagree with you on that, Tina, because if you look at the pictures on our beaches like Blackpool and Skegness and Bournemouth in the 50s, 60s.
I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying everybody, Simon. Come on, there are some large
if you look at the beaches, 50s, 60s, and 70s, and the early 80s, when everyone had full fat drink, sweets, everything.
Oh yeah.
Everyone was kind of a normal build. You know,
but in today's world,
there's sugar tax and all this stuff, but still, people are still getting what's it called? A larger person.
But when you are sick, the one thing a lot of people can't do is exercise. A lot of people find with mental health, they're stuck indoors, they can't get out, and that also adds to weight. But the majority of it is medication. It all causes problems with weight. It's a serious problem.
Processed foods are shitter. Processed foods as well. Oh
God, yeah, I agree with that. I cook my own. I don't have anything processed. I know exactly what was in my food.
Yeah,
I do home cooking.
But I will just intervene there. So I was raised on processed food. Well, not processed, but fat chips, fried eggs, ham, all that shit because we didn't have the money. But I never grew up fat. I'm not fat. I never.
No, I think back in I don't know,
moderation as well.
You're probably a young lady.
The oil that things are cooked in has changed as well. It's bad for you now.
Yeah.
It was bad for you years ago for some reason. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But I know that you look at old films. There was never any fat people on the beach.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm just saying. You know.
No chattoos either usually.
If you look
I remember when my mum used to cook in a big saucepan with like maybe 2 liters of oil in it.
Yeah, fresh
deep fat frying. Now you've got these things like air fryers. I haven't got one. I'm not in this situation at the moment, but it is on my agenda to get, an air fryer. Sadly, I saw a fat fryer go up in front of me and scared the shit out of me. I will never use one.
I remember when my family. I remember every Sunday, my father was adamant every Sunday we'd have roast beef. My father was absolutely adamant every Sunday. Yeah. And when my mum took the roast beef out to court and carve, we used to get around the table with pieces of bread and mop up.
The beef dripping, yes.
Oh,
it was great. What's the difference now? What's the difference now, though, in the generation now with obesity in younger children than it was when we were kids? And I'll give you one example. It's called exercise. We were outside.
I was just going to say, we never had motorbikes. Yeah. We never had the buses. I was in the country, so we walked everywhere.
Everywhere, exactly, man. Everywhere. Also, we didn't have the computers. We didn't have the smartphones. We weren't looking at screens. We were outside exercising.
I was a little blonde girl that used to climb up the trees and scrumpy.
Oh, yeah. Man. Got to do that. I used to do that.
I was a young teenager that drank my dad's scrumpy that he brought home for Christmas from a colleague. And I think 2 litres went in 2 weeks. And my parents didn't even know I was drinking it. But they put it by the pot. So instead of picking up the pot. Sorry.
It's all right. My ex-girlfriend can tell you that giving a blowjob prevents you from getting bruises.
But we did exercise more then. And also, if you didn't have a lot of money, all of the local council gyms were free to use. You had to use it between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock and 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So people that were working could go to the gyms after. But there were free swimming baths, free gyms,
Yeah.
free badminton courts, tennis courts, skateboard park.
We went swimming in school. We would be
Yeah.
coached out
We had
to a
a-
swimming pool, and
Yeah,
I
we
couldn't
had
swim, and I was told I had to take part in a gala, and they put me in a race that was in the middle of the pool, and actually it was a balloon race, and you had to supposedly swim across the length, which I couldn't do, so I was told to walk, pick up the balloon off the chair, and walk back with swim
Yeah.
back with the balloon. But the coach actually said to me, "Well, you're gonna have to walk it. You've been put in the wrong race." And I won it, and there was a big parents argument. She cheated, and I'm like, I can't swim. I was
I
about
swam.
6.
I actually
I
go on.
swam-
To,
I
I actually go on to a chat room with the new youth today. You know, the Gen Z we've got today. So there was a parent who asked me a question, and it's a chat. We can hear each other's voices. And she's got a 23-year-old son who hasn't worked, didn't want to go to college, didn't want to go to uni, and is a shut-in playing games all day.
Yeah.
What can I do? And I said, right. So is he contributing financially to the house? No. Give him an ultimatum. Get a job and start contributing and buying your own stuff, or you're going to be given a flat and you're moving out. And his answer to her
I
was,
swam for the county, like at school from high school. We had a swimming pool, a rounders pitch, tennis courts.
Yeah, they don't have
We
it now.
had like fields and fields, and most of the lessons that I loved was all the gym and the sports. You don't see that now. There's no.
It's like how many kids in school age now are how many kids in school age are actually going out and being part of county tournaments? I used to play league hockey at the age of 14, but it was an adult. It was like a women's hockey group, like club.
They won't pay
there
for
were
it anymore.
3 of us that were under 16, and they would make sure that there was a reserve if you needed a
when
break.
the weather was hot.
Oh, he does
When the weather
move.
was
Look.
They
Bit
don't do
earlier
it
on if
anymore.
we've
That's the
broken
problem.
Alan.
Every single high school in Devon was renewed about 10 years ago. They all had sports fields in the school grounds. So what they did was they got rid of the sport fields and they put a bigger school onto the ground. So there is nowhere now for these kids to do sports.
Or housing.
Yes, they added housing to it as well. You're right. You're right there, Simon. But that is the problem.
I used to do
And
my
Tina,
back shed.
back in the 70s and 80s, and maybe even the 90s, how many children, were bought a bike for Christmas or birthday?
Well,
I remember many times, like, sometimes at Christmas, we would go downstairs and there'd be a big, poorly wrapped up bike, but and we would be expected to go out and use it.
It's a bitch to wrap a bike, trust me.
Yes, I know.
I have a bad story about my bicycle. I'm not going to go there, but a really bad story.
You didn't have a saddle with yours, man. Did you not have a saddle?
No.
We did do one.
I lived in the country and there was lots of hills and stuff. And one day I was going to my nana's for dinner on a Sunday. I was going down the hill swinging my legs and I got my foot caught in the front wheel.
Ooh.
I guess what? Yeah, I never went on a bike again.
Well, the answer from this Gen Z, who was 24, 25, upright, what he said to his mother was, I don't have to work because I can't go to work. She said, why? Because I don't want anybody shouting at me and upsetting me. I only want to do 2 days a week and I only want to do 2 days a week and get paid for 5. And if you do kick me out, you've got to take me to the council. They're going to give me a flat. They're going to fill it with furniture and weekly food. I'm going to get a PlayStation, an Xbox, and I don't have to pay for anything. And she said, what planet are you living on? So she said, you're out of your head.
My first bike.
That's what the new generation believe. Everything's going to be given to them on a plate.
How many of you were given a computer when you were a kid?
No, my parents didn't even.
I remember back in the 1980s. I think it would have been the first Spectrum. Was it Spectrum?
ZX81. Spectrum ZX81.
Yeah, Spectrum ZX. It was about A5 size, and me and my sibling used to fight over that. And you had a cassette player that would play white noise to load games. And my dad even ended up doing a timetable and locking the spare bedroom, so we were only allowed in there about an hour a day.
Bumblebee, you're much younger than me then. Oh, bless you.
We still had bikes, and I do remember that one girl in the neighbourhood had epilepsy but also diabetes, and she was under 16, and she would ride laps and laps and laps around the crescent that we lived in.
Oh.
And this was to try and help her health. And I'd sometimes be out there, and she wouldn't stop more than a couple of minutes to talk because she'd get shouted at by her dad.
Oh.
Wow.
And her parents were both obese, but you know, she had diabetes. She had epilepsy, and then she had diabetes on top. And I had an understanding of epilepsy because it was in my family.
Yeah, my daughter had it from birth. It was in there my husband's family. So she was diagnosed at 4 years old with epilepsy. Yeah, 15 fits a day. Oh my God, it was horrible thinking about it. And I
never touched a computer until my last year at high school, which I'll say
secondary school.
1985. So I left school, got a job, and then had to go to night college in Bath to do a computer course because I'd never touched a computer in my life.
Well, I think me and Roger hold the age here. I'm 62 this year. I'm currently 61, so I reverse my age and tell everybody I'm 16. I'm such a bitch. So I'm a teenager.
When I was recovering from my bypass, the social actually sent me on a college course to learn how to use one so I could sign in.
Oh, bless you.
They said, has anybody got any problems before we start, when they first have you in the big room? And I said, well, yeah. She said, what? I said, well, I can't do anything that you've just told us we got to do.
Yeah.
Said, well, why not? I said, well, I've never been near a fucking computer.
I've got someone in the back. Guys, I've got someone in the back. Sorry to interrupt.
So I just said I've never needed one, but it's never been able to cut grass and it can't gut fish. Why would I want one? So they sent me on a nice few-week course at a local college.
Wet your finger and stick it in your ear. Try something different.
Guys, give me a second. Give me a second. Got somebody in the back here.
Who is it?
Can't bring up his camera because his camera's attached to the laptop and he's on his computer instead. So I'm going to brave it. If there's any issues, we'll be out.
Finger over the button.
Long as it's that one with your Horus.
Horus.
Is that the Horus I know?
This is me. I will honestly say, and again, you don't need my video to show it's me. It is me.
It does sound like Horus, to be fair.
This is me.
The problem is that people will pretend to be other people, mate. People will pretend to be other people.
Well,
and we
have
to take the risk to get you on to hear you, to know that you're the right person or see you.
It's understandable. And I think at this point we should be playing on the channel Zadok the Priest, you know, the anointing song of the king, because I am the king.
Oh, yeah, dream on. So,
king of the queens.
Not sausage fingers.
How many pledged your allegiance to the king with your hand on your heart today? Yeah, fuck right.
Well, I didn't pledge my allegiance today. No, I didn't do that. I pledged it.
My cock at the time.
I pledged my allegiance 10 years ago. Well, over 10 years ago when I served in the British Army. That's when
that's what it was designed for, Horace. Yeah, it's for civil service, military, police. There's other parliamentarians. It's not designed for the public, but he insisted that the public had to swear allegiance to him. And
no, he didn't. He didn't actually, darling. It wasn't him. It was that bloody the bishop or whatever he is.
Yeah, they dropped it at the last minute, didn't they? They dropped it in the end.
Yeah, it caused so much trouble that he had to drop it. It wasn't Charles, it was that. It was the. I can't stand him. The Welsh
The
vicar.
Archbishop
Well,
of Canterbury.
The original plan
maybe?
comes from
Yeah,
the palace.
it was
The original
him.
plan
It
came
was
from the
him.
palace.
Bishop of
Did-
Canterbury.
Yeah.
Karen, did anyone see Jim? He reviewed the speech with 2 others on the panel.
What, Savile?
No, correct, not political.
He was there somewhere. Yeah, I'll tell you what,
Oh,
Jim.
wow.
No, he didn't go because
He was
his
at
mate
home
George
streaming.
was scared
Do you wanna
of
pin
being
Brummy's
picked up for
question,
suspicion.
Dan?
I sincerely.
But he actually was watching it live, and he picked up a few things that Charles said with the not sincerely but insincerely.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
I insincerely do.
Yeah.
Was that fraudulent?
I know,
I
but
still-
Jim slowed it down and
Yeah, but I
Quite
still
clear.
can't believe that they were allowed to be crowned in a church as 2 divorcees because Edward VIII was forced to stand down
Yeah.
when he wanted to marry Mrs. Simpson. So
Yeah.
I don't know how the church and Parliament managed to change this. And
Yeah.
also the Queen, before she passed, said Camilla could have Queen consort. He changed it to Queen.
May I say something?
Tina.
If
I
I
have
may.
to say though, Tina, like, I'm not sticking up for them by no means, but life's moved on, the world's moved on. How many people out of 10 have not have been divorced, for example?
I think
Yes,
the problem
but
is the Queen's wishes, wasn't it, at the end of the day? Now,
Queen's
I don't
consort.
listen, I
Yeah.
think the royal family can go suck a fucking bollock as far as I'm concerned. But
No, but I did love the
they've
Queen.
got their last
Yeah, me
wishes,
too.
and as the Queen of the country, she's left her last wishes, and that should be fucking abided by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Regardless
exactly.
of the royal family, the same as if any one member of a family died and they had last wishes in a will or whatever it might be, the last words, whatever, you would abide by that, unless you're an utter fucking arsehole. But
Charles will do what Charles will do.
He's a cunt. I'm sorry, but look at that miserable cunt. I'm sorry about my language, but I mean, at least Camilla put a smile on at the end of it. He wouldn't look at her.
Can I
she's
just
trying
say
to
though,
go
God
for it.
bless.
she had a fucking
bless.
smile. Fucking hell, of course she had a smile on.
Yeah, that's just fucking
God
love it.
bless. Yeah, but God bless. Come on, Diana was a fucking cunt. She wasn't so sweet and
No,
innocent.
no, that's true. Listen,
She was a right bitch.
hang on a second. Let me just try and find something for you to watch. You will absolutely love this. Try and watch it. This is only half of it, but watch this.
Diana was so fake. So fake.
Try and watch this at some point. It's about Diana. It's a documentary about her.
No, I don't want to see it. She's so fake. I don't want to see it.
it's like
No,
Nikki
no,
has put.
No, it's not in a good light. It's not in a good light. You'll be wow.
Mickey
The only
has
thing-
put how many people out of 10 have never been married? Like
Well, the only
50
thing
years ago,
I can
most
thank the
people got married when they were
More to the
actually a
point, how many
couple.
out of 10
Yeah.
wish they hadn't?
But Bumblebee, even Bumblebee, even at my age, my mother's on her 3rd fucking marriage.
Yeah.
And people wonder why I never got married, for fuck's sake.
No, it's
Yeah.
all right,
And I
Tommy.
was
I saw
born
your
in the
question, mate.
60s.
We'll ask it when we get a break.
The only thing I can thank the royal family for, right, and that, you know, this is that Diana thing, is giving me a memory. And unfortunately, it was when Diana, you know, took a dive, shall we say, and it was what I was
Died in a
doing at
nasty
the time.
accident.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing that I can thank them for, because it left me, you know, that what I was doing at the time was actually a good memory when I found out about it.
What you were
Other than
doing
that-
at the time. I remember my landlord
She was
turned up
face down.
because
Say no
I
more.
remember
I
my landlord
remember
turned up
I
and
was when I
said
heard it on
Diana's
the
dead.
news,
I was like, who?
I remember when it came on the news, I'd woke up, put the news on, went for a pee-pee, as you do in the mornings. I was pee-peeing when I heard it. So, anyway.
Fair point.
I was shagging
Fair point.
when I heard it.
Did Rummy have a
Anyway.
question?
Brummy's question, Dan, was what did we think on the panel of having to show ID to vote?
I don't think that's a problem.
We have had this discussion because ultimately, on your and this is what I learned. This is something I learned from Tina because I don't vote and I don't pretend that I do. I don't hide the facts that I don't. Tina told me the top of every card is a serial number which links each card to each individual. So whether you've got to show ID or not, to be fair, they know who the fuck you are anyway and who you voted for.
Yeah, it's not secret. Never has been. Each polling card you get has got a code. It's alphabetical, numerical. When you go to the polling station, there's a little old lady or a little old man sat outside on their chair. Can I have a look at your card, lovey? And of course, they jot down the number. So they go inside. Every polling station is run by council staff. Remember that.
Yeah.
Not ordinary everyday folks.
They are the freaks.
You got two people. He takes your card. He shows it to the person he's giving your voting slip to, and he jots it down next to your name. So you go into this secret booth with a pencil. I take a Sharpie, pisses them off. Used to mess them off a lot. Take a Sharpie. So go in there. You fold it up. You put it in the little box. My vote is secret. It is not. It never has been. It's a con. They check your number when you go through the door. ID was supposed to be passport or driving license. In Wales, they allowed a blue badge and a bus pass. And then the government said if you didn't have it, you had to get the voter ID. A police officer tried to use his warrant card and was turned away. Not official ID.
So now, what was to stop me using my mother's voting card and going and saying I was her?
You'd have to prove it. They look at that because the date of the number connects to who you are, your date of birth, your current age, everything is on that code, and they can look it up.
Yeah, but they don't. You walk in with your card. In the old days, you walk in with your card. They ask you your address. They go, yes, your name matches the address, but here's you go and vote. And that's what they're trying to stop. People using other people's voting cards.
Sorry.
And I don't look like me another.
There are people who go in and try to be someone they're not. But I can tell you, voter fraud is very rare in this country. In America, it's massive. It happens all the time.
Really?
There are too many ways.
What about with Labour then, Tina? Because they caught with doing those spicy people with Ford going around and doing this and that, and they got convicted of it, but they were allowed to come back and carry on doing the canvassing.
Well, a lot of canvassers went out. I had a visit from the Green people. I said, look, I'm not voting for local elections because local elections are a waste of time. My area has been Labour for over 40 years, and they're as bunch of fucking assholes. All they do is spend our money on whatever they want, not what's needed. So I stopped voting for local councillors. I'm not sure if I'm going to vote next year either because they're a bunch of numpties. They couldn't run this country if you paid them more. They're assholes.
No, in my area is Liberal Democrats. I didn't vote. It's like, what's the fucking point? They've been Liberal Democrats for 10 years. So I was just like...
In the latest polls in the local elections, the Greens did very well. They've actually got six new councillors in our local council. So across the country, the Greens have actually got a lot more seats. Labour has taken a lot away from Conservatives. So have a guess what's happening now, guys. They're going against Rishi Sunak as the Prime Minister, and they're going to boot him out.
Starmer. Oh my God, how embarrassing. Keir Starmer. I don't even want to think about it. He would just, oh my God, he'd be worse than Biden, for fuck's sake.
He won't get
two choices, either the left cheek or the right cheek, and I'm not on about in your face.
Hang on, guys. Hang on, guys. Loafer popped up. He's not had anything to say yet, and we've also got Irish there that's popped up and hasn't said.
I was going to say, also, on your point there, Bab, do you want me to sing the Proclamation of the King on the show?
I don't want you to sing fuck all, mate, to be honest.
No, please don't.
I was just waiting for the opportunity to get a word in edgeways. Have you met my wife?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if somebody put it up in the chat about when the day that Diana died, and somebody said Diana was not as stupid as she made out. She
Yeah,
was
that was
very
me.
manipulative. Yeah,
Yes,
thanks
you
for
are.
that, Bumblebee. There's a great documentary on YouTube by the brother of. Have you got this bloody book yet? Abolition of Liberty by Peter Hitchens, or Brief History of Crime.
Hang on, wait a
Loafer,
minute. Hang on, wait a
Loafer,
minute.
is Man's B talking to you about Diana?
Yeah, it's me, not Bumble.
I have looked on Amazon for it, and they only had like, the copy of them was like 20, 30 quid or something. So I've been looking for a cheaper copy.
Who's talking?
eBay, because it gets banned on Amazon. eBay.
Dan, I'm sorry to tell you.
Monty.
Dan, you've gone mute, mate. I can't hear you.
You've gone really quiet. Can you not hear me?
Yeah, got you.
You're back.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Loafer, you're very quiet.
You've gone really quiet now, Loafer. Let me see if I can do anything about that. Yeah, let me have a look. No, you're up full. You're up full on my end.
Ow.
You hit the mute button or the volume, Loafer.
Woman on a mission, your birthday, is it? Happy birthday, Woman on a Mission.
Right, well, getting back to that book, if you've not bought it, Peter Hitchens, can you hear me? Because my levels are all over the bloody place.
I can, but it is quite quiet. We'll have to make sure everybody else shuts the fuck up.
I'll have to go back into my settings, but I just wanted to say that if you've not got this book, Daniel Bostock did a really, really good resume of this, the British Police Force. So if you're not going to buy the book, go over to DB's channel, British Police Farce, and he took all his evidence from this book. But somebody mentioned Diana, this cult of Diana, and I thought it was very weird that everybody was getting on this case, and there were people who had never met her, knew anything about her. I think she was very manipulative. She played the cutesy and everything, and the victim, and I think she was very manipulative. Now, if you want to go over another recommendation, it's his brother, Christopher Hitchens, Diana, the Morning After. It's very, very good, the royal family.
I'm going to say now that
Loafer, it was Man's B talking to you about that.
Say again, sorry, Bumblebee.
Loafer, this is Bumblebee. It was Man's B.
Yeah, it was.
Talking about Diana.
Yeah, it was me.
I think she was very manipulative, and she played the victim, just like so many people in this day and age are playing the bloody victim. Pisses me off.
I was just going to say to Pap there is in no doubt in this stream that you are not going to hear a vivat from me.
A what?
A what?
A vivat. Long in Latin, long live.
It's not that.
Is him shows. Let me show. Vivat Rex Carolus. Vivat Rex Carolus. Vivat. 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 Vivat.
How the fuck can I mute
bye?
it?
Vivat Rex Carolus. Vivat.
The fuck?
Bye. Are you
Moving
saying
on.
bye?
Jesus.
On that
Sorry,
note, I'm going to jump.
I've got to be honest, mate. That was doing my fucking nothing.
It's Coronation.
Has he been choking with Crinkle?
You've been into the pipe each.
Good God.
I had to, it's, in Latin, it's God save the King in Latin, basically.
Nobody cares.
Save the King in Latin, French, and Portuguese. I couldn't give a fuck, to be quite honest with you, in my opinion.
And my opinion now is, following the death of the Queen, the royal family doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. I don't give a shit about them.
On that note, Pap, I'm going to jump.
All right, Alan, we're not upsetting you with the royal family talk, are we?
No, fuck off. No.
All right, man.
Anyway.
No worries, man. You look after yourself.
Later.
See you soon. Bye,
Bye, Alan.
Careful with the prickly roller.
Ta-ra, mate.
Who's gone? Who's going? Who's gone?
Alan.
Alan. See you, buddy. I'll probably catch up tomorrow on Discord.
Ew. That hurt my ears.
Well, I can't believe I'm out of cola, and I've got more brandy than I normally have left.
I've just opened another can.
Drinking again, Dan. Naughty.
No, just once a week. Once a week, Tina.
It's still a whole bottle. It's still a whole bottle. Even if it's once a week, it's a whole fucking bottle.
No, it's not. It's run out of Coca-Cola, so it's only half.
It doesn't matter. It's still a whole fucking bottle. Your liver and kidneys must be screaming.
Half a bottle, not a whole bottle. Half.
Yeah,
a bottle.
my ass. You'll drink that before the end of the night.
I've got no Coca-Cola left.
But there you go. See, it'll be a full bottle. Binge drink
lemonade.
Brandy. It's not good.
I can't drink that without cola.
Yeah, don't fib. You will.
Get down here and I'll share it with you.
Roger.
Yeah.
Don't get an Uber for some Coca-Cola, Dan.
Pardon you.
You'll end up diabetic.
Sorry about keep switching camera, guys. I'm trying to suss this one out.
I'm so glad I don't touch booze anymore. I'm so glad of that. I really am.
What, when you run out?
It does help.
I haven't touched it for 40 years. No, 50 years now, sorry.
LSP, I've got to say, it does help my pain levels more than the painkillers do, to be honest.
Yeah, it does. It helps you
The
relax.
Coca-Cola does you more harm.
Lost us put it down now.
I know.
Once he's drunk enough, the pain is still there, but he just don't give a shit about it.
Exactly.
Also, in addition,
I'm talking.
May I?
No, you may not until I finish talking. If I was that worried about the pain, I was literally gone. You know what I mean? But I'd have a drink with the cola. After a few drinks, I'm forgetting about the pain. I can sit here without worrying. I ain't got to take the pain medication. Job's good in. So, but I don't need.
Yeah, but Mark, cola's nasty. You've seen what happens when you put a penny in cola. It's disgusting.
It is, yeah.
I was going to say though, may I ask, however, people always seem to assume I am Crinkle. I am not Crinkle.
I know you're not Crinkle.
I'll prove he's not Crinkle. Right, Horace, one of the things I remember last about you was people saying that you weren't with your girlfriend in a certain place on the planet. What was the name of that country? Do you remember that?
Well, we've got absolute proof because a long time ago we had him and Crinkle on the stream together on a Pap Live.
Well, my wife is from Korea, but again, I don't really see why people assume I am.
I thought it was Russia.
Why are you talking like that?
Pardon?
I'm interested.
Did you say your wife's from Ukraine, Horace?
My wife is from Korea. I am not
sorry.
Korea, but I can't seem to see why people always seem to assume, obviously, the obvious. It does my head in.
I'm not doing nothing, mate.
No, I'm staying out of that one.
It's not me. Not me making this.
I know you're not. I know you're not the real Crinkle.
It's him.
So I hate when that man comes on, I know it's him. So he's a knob.
What, him?
He even tried to get in mine this morning.
What's that? Really? Yours, Roger?
Yeah, he stood no fucking chance.
You tried to get in your what, Roger?
You what, mate?
What did Crinkle try and get into of yours?
He wouldn't get anywhere near that to try and get into it.
I'm not a violent person, but if I saw Crinkle in the street, I'd beat the crap out of him.
Let him have a boot first, though. He'll enjoy it.
But you've only got to poke him in one eye and he's fucked his blind then, hasn't he?
It just brings that urge about, doesn't it, Tina?
He's got that face. He's got that stupid
Yeah.
look on his fucking face. Where he wears his baseball cap back to front. He's a 40-year-old that thinks he's fucking 6.
What I would like to say, though, regarding Crinkle is, again, I've not seen any of his bad doings, you know. Again, people have said, when I've been on, let's say, Mark
Kelly's.
Yeah, Mark Kelly's stream. You know, there's been a very few allegations against him, obviously. However, I can't attest to any of those because I've not witnessed what's
Why are
happened.
you talking strange? Why are you talking strange?
I'm sure you was
talking-
on there when I'm sure you was on
strange.
there, Horace, when he called me a fucking rapist and said it was in the newspaper. Sure, you was on there when he done that.
No,
He's a kind of
sex with young children. Then he did loads of porn bombing. Oh, it lists
Yeah, it's disgusting.
exactly, and he's off his head if he thinks that all birds are robots that the government are used to spy on us. Like an idiot.
Oh, pigeons, yeah. Oh, God.
Remember that?
I remember that, Tina.
Pick up a dead bird, you'll see it's got bionics in it. Crinkle, what are you fucking talking about? You spaced out.
Fair point, but again, I can't, you know, prejudice somebody because of other people's words. You know, I need
It's not
to
other
see it for
people's words.
myself.
It's not other people's. Listen, I'll tell you what. Go back and have a look at Reverend Simon Sideways' stream from last. I think it was last week. Crinkle was on for a bit. Okay, then he did, and he was absolutely fine. I even said it. I went, "Fuck me,
He was
Crinkle."
on the Man Up channel.
Man up,
the
and I
thing
said,
is
I
there,
said to him, hang on. I said to him, fucking hell, Crinkle, I've never known you to be this fucking polite.
Yeah,
You're actually being reasonable. And he went off, had a fucking smoke, come back on.
No, he had a boot. Not a smoke, he had a boot.
A boot. Yeah. What's a fucking boot? Is off a pipe, innit?
But the thing with that, though, is that I've searched for these certain streams, but they are always not shown to the public, and I personally think
this one's still up.
Is it still up? Is it? Right.
Why are you talking like that?
Why are we devoting this channel to somebody who's banned?
Yeah,
it's
fucking.
Dan.
Hello.
Have you heard anything about the missing lady?
The missing lady.
He put a couple of posts on Facebook the other day.
Yeah,
about what?
Shit.
Did she move in with that stranger danger?
No, it was something about fucking sausage fingers and something else. You know what I mean? That's all she went fucking.
Because she's not done a video now on her own website for nearly coming up to 4 weeks.
Tina, I've got somebody called LV1.
Yeah.
Who's messaged me on IV7, not LV1, IV7. Who's messaged me on in fact, he's in the back here now. Fucking hell. He's in the back room here now. He's messaged me on Facebook and he's now sitting in the back room here. Give us a second.
I'm about to go. I'm going to go feast myself.
Right. This is Ferk Q. He messaged me and said that he'd been blocked for quite a while because it's a naff joke ages ago and got booted for it. He's been reasonably polite throughout this conversation I've had with him, and he's messaged me to say, can you please relay a message to Tina, as I can't comment in chat. Tell her she's an absolute legend. But he has appeared in the back office here, so I'm going to give him a chance. I will keep my finger on the button just in case, but I'll give you a chance to jump up.
Who's this? Who is this?
First you is name.
People really should not be worrying about who comes on here. Who it is does not matter. Everybody has a right to talk.
Hang on a minute.
Hang on, Horace. First you, can you hear us?
Yeah, hello.
What are you doing?
I'm tripping.
Tripping?
Yeah, look at that. That's a wicked, isn't it? Imagine doing shrooms sat in his living room.
No, God bless. No.
Yeah.
No, never been there, never will.
What's this about, Dan?
No, he sent me a message in in Facebook saying to tell you you're a legend, and then he's appeared in the back here. So
what did I do?
I don't
Nothing.
know.
No, I've been watching for like ages. I've been blocked from the chat for well over a year, and there's so many times I sit here agreeing with you, Tina. It's unbelievable.
Oh,
And
thank you very much. I got a fan. My first one. Ah.
Tonight was the night I thought I had to tell you that. Yeah, you're right on most things.
You're number one in my fan club. Then that's the first one. Thanks, guy. Thanks, girl.
No, well, yeah. Anyway, no, definitely no.
Setup. Oh my
Switched
word!
on.
What is that?
That's, that's fucking mental, that, isn't it? I love that.
That's brilliant. That TV's going mental. Wow.
The lighting. So what is that you got there, Furky? Please, if you don't mind revealing.
Are they Govey? Are they Govey?
No, it's Philips. It's the Philips Hue.
Is that a Philips TV as well? Because
Oh,
normally,
yeah, it changes the background light into the mood of the TV. You can set
normally,
absolutely outstanding.
hang on. Normally, those lights, there has to be a camera that sits on top of the TV, which checks out the colour that's on the screen. Which
There's no camera on there.
No, that's what I mean. Then that's unusual. So what's going on, man? Because
It's all done through the HDMI.
Oh wow, that's cool. I like it.
And it's not just that; it's ceiling light goes through it as well, and everything.
Oh yeah, nice.
Shit, man.
I reckon he is doing it for His Majesty King Charles III. Is that correct? Is it not?
I bet he's not.
Come on.
That takes me straight back to the 70s. That does.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like it.
I do.
It used to cost me £4 a bag to see scenes like that back then.
No, you want to start a YouTube channel? I'll sub to that.
So if I want to ask a question of the panel and anybody in the chat as well. So I want to get a backlight for my TV because of glare. So what's the best color? People are telling me blue. People are telling me blue.
It's supposed to be calming.
You can get ones. You can get ones that will emulate the color that's on the screen, and it looks like the color's bleeding out from the telly.
Yeah, what they suggest is to stick it behind your telly, but you have to have a particular color to get rid of that glare that you get off a telly. It diffuses it apparently.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
cheaper to buy a decent set of shades.
I got my shades. Nobody likes me wearing those. Can't see my eyes. I got mirrored glasses. That really pisses off the police when I walk there with those on. So,
can you do me a favour? Can you just message me on Facebook what those lights were and the box you've got with it as well?
Yeah, let me know, Dan.
Dude, if you click on my profile link from there and look down 1 or 2 or 3 posts, there'll be pictures on there. A post with a link like a hashtag Philips Hue.
Right. Oh, right. Okay.
Pat, Brummy's put a question in chat as well.
Brummy, is your question about making a brew? Because I did scroll back up to your last question, and that's I've kept it on that so I could ask you. Is that what your question's about, Brummy?
Sorry.
I've got to shoot off, guys. I've got something fruity.
Oh, go on, then. Fuck nothing. Go on.
I'm going to feast myself.
Fuck off and leave us.
I've got fruity cider.
You don't need to announce it. Just go.
Always a pleasure, Simon. Catch up soon, buddy.
You take care.
God bless. See you. God bless.
Man, I did. You opened the call up on Discord. Respond
yeah,
to it.
no, God bless. I'll give it a go tomorrow. It's confusing.
You take care. Good night, everyone in panel.
Good night, mate.
Take care, buddy.
God bless. Bye.
3, 2, 1. I'm
Now, I'll have to look into that backlight because I've been suggested to me by techies that they say blue's the best colour for the hue.
That's the one, Dan.
Huh?
I think purple is.
The Philips Hue.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's not the cheapest system, but you try and catch it out.
Does it come with that HDMI box that you've just shown us as well?
No, you buy it all separately. So you have to buy like the box, the HDMI sync box, but you need a bridge first of all for that, which is like a separate network for it.
Right.
And yeah,
it's amazing though. It's very relaxing.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's very relaxing.
I use it for movies and for gaming. That's what it's there for.
Right, okay. Yeah, got you.
Music.
That's the lights I have in my house, but I have purple, lilac, purple, and pink.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it's calming. Very
For
calming.
you, can you adjust with the box? Can you adjust the speed of it?
Oh yeah. This is in gaming mode, so it's ultra responsive at the moment. You can turn it all down so it doesn't react instantly. It just sort of blends the colours. You know, you don't have to have it full on.
Yeah, I was just thinking of making movies that you're not allowed to put on YouTube.
the bright light with the white can actually trigger epilepsy. Like stroke
I was thinking that actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's probably a good point. Actually, I'll
rug on the floor.
get rid of that.
I'm not epileptic, but can be photosensitive.
Thank you. Do
light.
sort of like purples, light purples, pinks.
I couldn't do pink.
Hang on, I need my phone for that because I'm using it. Let me fire up the tablet and I can sync to
All right, darling.
Hang on.
They're supposed to be the most calming, and that's what I've got in my house.
Pastel colours are better for basically your eyesight. Pastels in different shades. So I don't do pink.
Yeah, I don't mean like dark purple. I meant sort of like lilac, lavender, pink.
I have one pink shirt in my house, man, and I've spilled coffee on it more times than anything else I've ever seen. Every time I put thing on, I spill coffee on it. It's like I don't do pink.
Out the vanish.
Well, people come
Sorry,
say,
I'm a girly. I like the girly colours.
no, I'm not a girl. No, I've got bigger balls than most men.
Well, that's right. That's for sure.
So, but no, I've never had a dress. I've never owned a skirt. I don't do any of the girls' makeup stuff. I don't do any. If you don't like the face I was born with, don't fucking look.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. That's fine.
I raised myself to be part female male because I had to survive at the age of 15 and a half on the streets. So I learned the hard way. So my parents kicked me out.
That's cool.
So I got masculine and feminine. I'm a bit of both.
Oh, you're not one of them though, are you?
Oh, fuck no.
Sorry.
I'm human. No. I'm a human biological female. So
Right, we've got a question from Brummy. When making a brew, what is the order of making a good cup of tea? This is going to separate the normal people from the serial killers. Well, I will put out there straight away. I'm a serial killer. There's no point in me explaining.
well, the first thing you need to understand with tea making, don't do what the Americans do and stick it in a fucking microwave.
No, you put the milk in first, Brummy. Put the milk in first, Brums.
No, I always go. I always go.
Drink herbal tea, or fruit tea, or use a tea ball.
I use
milk.
I use leaf tea. I use the loose leaf. It comes from. I buy Japanese tea. I don't buy normal tea. I've got normal tea bags in for my friends, but I drink Szechuan tea and Okinawa tea. It's green tea. I drink that for tea. But I'm a coffee drinker.
Chai tea. Chai tea's nice and spicy. It's got like a bit of taste to it. Chai tea.
No, I can't have that. So because
I drink a valerian tea sometimes at night, chamomile and valerian.
The green tea I eat with food. I use with food. A cup of green tea with food. Good for the digestive system.
I don't drink.
That's
tea.
nice colours.
Yeah, that's nice.
I haven't drunk tea since I was early teens.
No.
Drink coffee, Pat.
The only thing about tea that I like is the tea bagging.
Oh God! I don't drink tea either, other than the Japanese or Chinese tea, because my favourite's coffee, and I have a Nespresso machine downstairs, and I love my chocolate lattes and mochas in the morning. I can do all the things a barista does. Basically, so I make all the frothy coffees, the lattes, everything. So, and I got all different flavored
Okay,
coffees.
so I'm loving those colours now. Even with blue, I'm liking
Mans
that.
B, can you
Yeah,
see the
babe.
chat and Remy's response to your answer?
Oh, hang on.
Good night, folks.
Oh,
Need
God.
some sleep.
I might be inflated
Night,
again.
Shirley. Good night, Shirley.
Somebody did say milk first. Yes.
No, I don't. I
That
put
was
water in
me.
first. Water first, then a tea bag for my friends. Then they add the milk. You should allow the tea bag to sit for a couple of minutes.
You
to
got to
pull the
allow it
flavour
to
out.
steep.
Deep in
That's
it.
called steep.
When-
Yeah, steep.
Steep it.
as a chef, as a culinary expert, I tell you that if you put milk in first, you can actually curdle the milk, and you actually damage the milk when you put the milk in and pour hot water onto the milk. You're supposed to put the hot water in first. It's exactly the same with coffee. You put the hot water in first, and then you put the milk in afterwards. Otherwise, you can.
Yeah, but if
you-
I don't put the milk in first, I don't
Correct.
know how strong it is, and I don't like strong tea.
Well, you just put a bit of extra milk in.
Yeah. Put a tea bag in, leave it there for 2 minutes, and if it's too strong, add a little bit more milk. I don't
Yeah,
use
but
milk a lot because of my allergies, so I use Coffee Mate in my
Yeah.
coffee. I have coffee creamer.
That's what I'm like.
Coffee Mate.
Yeah, I don't drink.
I had a friend, and if she made tea, literally the tea bag would be in the water for only 10 seconds. I was like, you're just drinking water.
Listen, the tea bag should stay in the mouth for at least 25 seconds.
Ew.
Oh, sorry.
Bumblebee, I couldn't find his message, darling. Sorry.
But in the States, they don't have kettles like we do. They literally put water into a microwave and they heat that up. And if they make a coffee and it goes cold, they reheat it in the microwave. That makes coffee and tea very bitter.
No, Tina, I've got friends in Texas, and they do it. They have a homestead, and they do it the old-fashioned way. So they literally have a hot stove. They put the coffee in, they put the water in, and it just steeps all day long, and they just keep tipping it up.
Yep, I've drunk American coffee and it tastes like engine oil. Trust me.
Just keep drinking the tea bag.
Mansby.
Yeah.
Mansby, isn't there in America, don't they drink is it iced tea?
They do,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
They love
Yeah.
it.
And if I remember rightly, that's steeped all the time. But what with, I don't know.
That's more the youngsters, but the older peeps, they love their hot steep tea.
But if you go to cafes and diners, they put the pot on in the morning, and by the time you get there in the afternoon, it tastes like it's been strained for a load of socks. Ugh.
Oh, there we go. There we go. You are alive.
Hello,
You are
Mrs.
alive.
W. In the back.
I tried coffee everywhere. So in where I went in America, we went to Disneyland with my family. Cost me 11 grand. I took my mother. Big fucking mistake that was. She moaned all the time she was there. I should have left her at home. Seriously, my holiday was chaos because of her. It's too hot. Can I do this? Can I? So I threatened to throw into a crocodile pit one time. So you're going in there if you don't shut up. Seriously, I've flown her thousands of miles at my expense with my family, and all she could fucking do was whine. I want to play bingo, Mum. There's no gambling in Florida. So, but we went to an English shop where they sold English goods, and I love my Nescafe and I love my Coffee Mate. So I bought Nescafe, a jar, and Coffee Mate. The flats we had a butler and a maid because we were. Thompson's holiday messed our holiday up twice. I said, "What, you're going to upgrade us?" Oh, they did. They put us into Disney itself. And when I walked into this hotel, there's us with tats everywhere, and with this bloke, "Maybe take your bags, ma'am." And it's like, "What? Are we in the right place? Should we be here?" The actual reception desk was gold. It was literally so posh. It was they're very high. They got 2 apartments for my family, and we each had a butler and a maid who served us breakfast in the morning. He said, "Don't you like our coffee, ma'am?" I said, "No, it's disgusting. It's absolutely revolting. So I'm going to use my Nescafe." He said, "Could I sample one if you wouldn't mind?" So I made him a Nescafe with Coffee Mate. He looked at me and he went, "Is that what you drink all the time?" "Yeah." He said, "I'm going to move to England." He said, "That is far better than anything I've ever had here." Tell me about it, mate.
Annie Austin says in the chat, "I need a training on rocket science to make Holly's tea in the morning."
Let her
Hey,
make her own.
darling.
These dicks. Make your
Well,
fucking own.
But I've got to
Did
say,
Mrs. W show?
the only good thing about the United States Disney World is the food is exceptional and it's bloody amazing. We went into Animal Kingdom. You know, when we roast a beef joint, it's like medium sort of size, like kind of thing on a Sunday. They roast the whole they got a spit at the back which has got a fucking cow on it, on a turn thing. And I was like, is that a cow? So, and they literally carve it off. We had a foot-long baguette filled with this roast beef. And believe me, it's fucking delicious. And then I said, my daughter said, where's the salad? So they sent us to a room next door, the size of a massive shopping centre, covered with salads, pickles, everything you could think of, grated carrots, coleslaws, and it was all free. And my kids were wired up with Coke. You buy a big bottle of Coke with your food, and it cost about $5 for this big long sub, right? And it's free for the rest of the time you're there. So they kept topping our coffee up and topping up the kids' Coke. I wondered why they were running around like lunatics for the next 4 hours.
Tina, my friends are like, how would you call it over here? Down in the south.
Oh, the hillbilly type.
Down at the
not
bottom.
quite hillbillies. They're homesteads, so they've 4 or 5 generations lived
Traditional
off their own
farmers,
land.
yeah. Like traditional farmers. They are nice people, actually.
Yeah.
They're really hard
And
working.
they rescue like all these different animals, and it's just I am hooked on those channels so much.
I don't blame you, but with
it's
Disney,
beautiful to see. It's not fake. It's not.
they're
not to be
genuine.
rude.
They're very genuine people. And when they say to you, "Have a good day, ma'am," they actually believe. They actually mean it. They do mean it. They wish you would have a good day.
Yeah, we email, and they're just like so polite, so nice. So
I gave a waitress who was running around this little cafe outside of Disney. We went to an area, and she was running around on fucking high heels. How the hell she wore those serving as quickly as she did? At the end of the day, she came to us. I said, "There's your tip." I gave her $40. I can't take that. I said, "You are going to take that." I said, "You worked damn hard today."
I gave my waitress a tip. I gave her herpes.
But the food in America is brilliant, but I can see why they have a massive obesity problem because it's so cheap. They just stuff more in.
Sorry, let me just
And the
clarify.
sizes that they sell as well.
Yes.
Somebody was doing a comparison to like a McDonald's large, like Coca-Cola, to the size that they have.
Yeah.
Maybe if you look at our McDonald's, right, and then you go to America and you see one that's twice the size for less cost, what are you going to buy in America? They're huge over there.
What's really freaky, I travelled around Indonesia and Thailand. What's really freaky is when you go into McDonald's and they sell rice.
Yeah.
Rice.
I thought that was pretty good, yeah.
And it's just like, sorry?
Yep.
And it was like a totally different menu.
Yes, it is. Country by country, they try and stick to some of it, but they don't stick to all of it. It's like if you go to Disney World in France.
Even a Big Mac, it didn't have the Big Mac sauce. It was different. It was like,
And if you go to France, they do their Disney. It's different in their food, slightly different from America. America's America. But that's where it all came from. But the burgers over there, when we got back to England, we had so much service thrown at us from people saying, "Have a nice day, ma'am," and really good service. When we got back to the airport, I said, "Where's the coffee?" He said, "Well, there's a vending machine over there if you want a coffee." And I was like, "Do you not serve coffee here?" He said, "No, we're not here to serve you. We just work here." I was like, "Well, we're back home then."
And over there in Australia, it's all the drinks.
Hang on a minute, man. Sorry, darling.
Sorry, babe.
I'm
Sorry,
going to drop
okay.
out, mate. My eyes are starting to go. And as you know, I've been on a lot of streams the last couple of days.
All right, Roger.
I don't want to fuck myself up for tomorrow.
Take it easy, mate, all right?
Take care, Rod.
Bye,
Love
Roger.
you. Take care.
Dan, I'm going to jump as well.
Everybody in the chat.
I'll probably give it about at the most another half an hour before I get off, because otherwise I'm going to be fucked for tomorrow myself. So
good night, Roger. Take it easy, mate. Good night to
Right,
lady
guys,
wife.
Thanks for having us on, Dan. And good night, to everybody in the chat. We'll see you all tomorrow night.
Good night, darling. Catch you later.
Dan,
Take care, darling.
Dan.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to go as well.
All right,
Need to
Bumble.
try and catch up on a bit of sleep, or try and get some sleep.
Catch you later, T.
Yeah. Tina, can you
T.
drop me an email?
You'd have to send
Same
me
address.
my Outlook one because I don't know what your email is.
The Bumblebee one.
Yeah, I don't think I've still got it because I've shut my website.
It's on my page.
On what?
It's on my about page.
I'll have a look and see if I can find it. If not, you can contact Dan, and he's got my new Outlook email address for the website.
All right, thank you. Take
No
care,
worries.
everyone.
Take care.
Bye, Bonnie. Bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Take care. Serality, dump it. I don't want it now. Sorry, just saying.
How you doing, D?
Yeah, I'm doing good, mate. Yourself?
Not so bad. Not so bad. What's happened? Do you mind if I ask you what happened? I saw your posts on Facebook the last week or so. What's been going on?
Yeah,
I didn't want to ask you. Lots of other people have, but I haven't seen like exactly what's happened. Is everything all right?
I've had to have a word with my mum about letting my brother die, so it's been a bit hard. So
I'm sorry to bring that up.
Sorry to hear that, mate.
I don't want to put everyone in a downer, do you know what I mean? So yeah, shit's getting real at the minute, and I'm having to deal with a lot of going on. Do you know what I mean? So I've been rather unbalanced just recently, if you like to put it that way. So
I understand how that feels, honestly, mate.
Yeah, well, when you have to talk to your own mum as a mother yourself, you know what I mean, it's shit, and it's
yeah.
As I said, Dave, I've seen some posts on your Facebook, but I didn't know what was actually going on, and I'm fucking gutted for you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's the best thing for Damien. It is the best thing for Damien. No one
just
should
stay
ever have to live
strong. That's
like
all
that.
you can do. Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
I'm not.
My mum lost a daughter. My mum lost a daughter at 42. D.
Well, my brother's 21.
Wow.
Oh God.
It's no age, is it?
Nope, not at all.
Well, as I say, I'm gutted for you, and I'm so sorry. As I'm sure I speak for everyone else that's watching at the moment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, thank you. Like I says, it's hard, but it is the best thing for him now because he's. You've seen pictures of him, Dan. Do you know what I mean? It's not fucking fair on him. So he's our Iron Man. It's time. So yeah, but we've come on here. It's your birthday. We're supposed to be having a good time. So let's change the subject for now, please.
Well, yeah, that was my fault. That was my fault. I apologise for bringing it up.
I know you're only caring. I know you're only caring, but yeah.
If you need someone to talk to, D, get Dan my email address from Dan. I might be able to offer you any advice you need. All right. So if you need any help, mate, I'm there.
That Bumblebee T. Glad you're getting there, babes.
I'm a very person, and I deal with things in quite an unusual way. But thank you for the offer.
Okay, there if you need it.
Thank you, and I have took it on board, and I will save your email address just in case. But I am a very.
I'll put it in the chat for you.
Thank you.
Well, here's the difference. If we want to segue into a different subject, why has Fur Q changed his avatar to Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys?
I was just recognise that.
Someone mentioned about triggering fits, and it sort of made sense. So
yeah, the lights when he was showing lights, Bumblebee and Mans was saying that it could cause the lights could create an epileptic issue for somebody.
Yeah, sometimes. Bless me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So what's been going on, Dave? What's been happening other than that, that part of things?
Living the dream, driving the trucks. Dave had his first accident in 34 years on Tuesday.
Oh, fucking hell. All right.
Wrote Range Rover Evoque off on the M4. So, oopsies.
Well,
but
if you're going to write anything, you might as well write on some pretentious twat fucking motor.
Well, the ironic thing about it, mate, was the woman that was driving the car was actually going to her static caravan to spend a couple of days at her static caravan and got wiped out by a static caravan. So, and then obviously, you know how Dave deals with things. He's a typical Leo. He'll deal with it head on and stuff like that. And I noticed that something wasn't quite right. So I actually removed his card from the tachograph until he sorted his head out, to find that he couldn't handle it because it was too nice. Instead of him getting out and calling him all the assholes under the sun for what had happened, there was really nice people, and it sort of fraggled his head for a little while. So I had to take up on the driving. But yeah, we're having fun.
All right, though, no one was hurt, were they?
No one was there. That was the first thing he asked, because obviously we can't stop on the motorway because of how wide the load is. If we'd stopped on the motorway with the car in the middle of the road, we would have shut the entire motorway off. We would have got into a lot of shit for it. So we actually went into the first services, rung the police, and the first thing he asked was, "Is everyone all right?" Yeah. So, but yeah, I did say to the boss when we started that job that when things go wrong, we don't do it by halves, and that was no exception. So, but he's all right now. He's got it off his chest. He's now snoring. It's been my birthday night, and he's drank that much. He's now snoring at the end of he's not even in bed at the end of the bed.
Do you know what? It didn't click earlier. It didn't click. He said happy birthday to you earlier, but I didn't click it was you until you popped up in the back here. So my bad. I do apologise, Dave. Happy
No
birthday.
worries, mate. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Well, it was actually yesterday because we're 2 minutes past 2 now, aren't we? And mine's the 6th, and we're now on the 7th. But yeah,
Happy birthday for yesterday.
Belated.
I'm still awake. He's snoring. I don't know if you can hear him in the background, to be fair.
Oh dear. So it's all been good then, isn't it? Fucking hell, that's everything's up.
Good on you, Bumblebee.
Today has actually been a complete turnaround to our, because yesterday I still felt quite deflated because obviously with everything happening with me, there was other things going through my head. And then today, something special. All I'm going to say is something really special happened, and I went from deflated to full on recharged within a few minutes. I went to full on recharged. I'm ready to set the fucking world and everything else on. Then to top it off, he brought me some AirPods so I can listen to my music that I use to heal, right? So I'm fully recharged again now, and I'm ready to take it all on. Do you know what I mean? It's surprising what a couple of things do just to go boom, and you're back on track again, and that's exactly how I am. So I know what's about to happen is shit, but it's the best for everyone, and we are going to celebrate what we've had with him. Do you know what I mean? So. And I'm going to celebrate the birthday.
They say celebrate the life, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to do. He wouldn't want me to fucking fall on my ass. I know he wouldn't. So I'm not going to fall on my ass just for him. So yeah. And anyway, hang on, now we got back on that subject. Right, sorry, I fucking pulled it back.
No, don't apologise. Don't apologise. Listen, it's not something you're just going to be able to brush over. Do you know what I mean? It's going to pop up.
Well, yeah, just to let you know, I'm not some fragile person at the moment. I am taking it on the chin, and I'm dealing with it. So yeah.
I'm fucking. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, you're a scary bitch, and I wouldn't fuck with you regardless.
Did you not see the status someone put up earlier? A guy that we worked with in the caravan industry, Paul Kitchen, he put a status up, and it was like,
naturally.
Who was it that beeped and waved at me earlier? I don't know, it was white Volkswagen, I believe. Well, in the comments, I actually put, only beeped and waved at you. You're lucky because you drove at me and then give me a last minute beep for a warning. And he went,
exactly, nice.
Fair play. He went, you didn't even twitch, you hard bastard. Like, I'm thinking you should have drove at me. But I didn't, because I thought my van's going to get hurt here. So I stood between the van and the car, which is a really stupid thing to do. But it's just.
Oh.
But it's all fun. It's a good job I know him, otherwise he would have been knocked out. But there you go.
Well, to be honest, first time we spoke was about 3 years ago. At some point 3 years ago, and
Yeah.
you'd been burgled, didn't you, at the time? I think
Yeah.
that was the first time we spoke. And the way that you told, or the way that you spoke about what you're going to do to the person who had stolen from you, actually worries me to this day still.
Nothing wrong with a strong woman taking a task.
Did you not hear about me little issue at Limb Services?
Say again, Dee.
I had a little bit of a problem with Limb Services the other week.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Ended up in an altercation with a male driver.
Ooh, getting deep.
What had happened is we've been stuck on the M62 for 7.5 hours. We actually made the Radio 2 announcements and everything. But 7.5 hours on the M62 with a 14.8 wide caravan on. Right. To cut a long story short, Tyre man took fucking ages after we had a blowout. It mangled the whole entire area up. It was the mudguard, 2 tyres, the lot. It was a brand new tyre, so it shouldn't have blown up, but it did. So we managed to get one on, but the other one won't come off, so they had to plug one, but they got enough air in it to get us to a place called Limb Services. I don't know if any of you have heard of Limb Services.
Yeah.
And what happened is when we got there, people aren't supposed to park on the double yellows on the way in because you can't get wide loads through because of signs. But people had parked on the double yellow areas. And the first guy, absolutely fantastic. He was apologetic. He went, I'll move as soon as I can. But the guy in front decided he was going to be a complete and utter fucking bell end. And I mean, first level bell end. Yeah. So there was a woman that got out of a car behind us, and she was actually the manager of Limb. They're like changing shifts or whatever. And she's knocked him up, and he started screaming and shouting at her. And she's like, yeah, please move forward by about 5 foot, and they'll be able to get through. 5 foot is fuck all. It wouldn't have even registered on his taco. Do you know what I mean? But he was screaming and shouting at her, calling her a fucking lesbian and all this, that, and other. So I've jumped out of the truck, gone up to him, and I've gone, listen, dickhead, have you seen the size of that? You are stopping us. Well, I've paid for parking. Not on double yellows, you haven't. So it carried on for about 5 minutes. He had like a 3-minute protest where he's looking out the window, calling me a lesbian and growling at me, and then drove off. Right? Well, I thought that was it. And we pulled a little bit further than where we were going to done on the other side because we still had the tyre fitters with us, so we didn't want to disturb the rest of the truck drivers as the machines were going and shit. But this little dickhead, yeah, I will call him a little dickhead, right? Because I ain't call him a man, because men don't do what he did. Drove all the way round Limb Services, out of Limb Services, round the roundabout and back down to where he was parked, and sat there goading me, going, you're a fucking butch, rah, 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 you cunt. And then all of a sudden he went, fucking come here. And I thought, I ain't going there because I know full well if I was in that situation, the first thing I'd do as soon as I got near that door is I'd open the door and knock him the fuck out. So I weren't going near the truck. So I said to him, I says, if you've got a problem with me, come and see me, right? And at that, unexpected, he actually jumped out of his truck, come at me, calling me all the names under the sun, and grabbed me by the fucking throat.
Wow.
It got a little bit messy after that because I fucking hooked him, and it was a left hook as well, and it was a fucking good left hook. And then I chased him off with a fucking tyre fitter's hammer.
Oh my days.
Get in.
Felt like, come here, you little bastard. I had no intention of doing anything with the hammer, but I wanted that bastard away from me. Do you know what I mean? And I wouldn't have touched him with the hammer, but it was enough to get him away. Proper little prick. But yeah, it was one of them days where it's like, you really don't want to piss me off. I've had a bad day. And he pissed me off and got a left hook and then chased off. So yeah, all good. Living the dream and all that.
It's a shame your tyre didn't burst next. I remember when I used to work on the dust carts, and I'm running up alongside an 8-legger, almost fully, and I mean about half a dozen bins away from being fully loaded on this 8-legger, and one of the rear tires blew, and literally blew me over somebody's garden wall.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they're not good when they go.
Oh fuck yeah! It's a shame it didn't go as you was driving past this quick by the sound of it.
No, I dealt with it and he fucked off. But I did get a video out on TikTok trying to get the awareness out there that this guy is handy with his face around women. And what happened after that was people were ringing innocent people up and threatening them. So I had to take the video down because I was like, at the end of the day, that makes us as bad as them, or well, as bad as him. Right? I told him on the video, don't do anything. Karma will take its course. Instead, we started sending threats to the companies that was on the trailer and the unit, and I won't have that shit.
It's not the company's fault. If you've got a bed driver, it's not the company's fault, is it?
The company was doing stuff. Do you know what I mean? The company were being fair, but I'm not going to have people threatening innocent people, so I had to take the video down. So now, if he does attack another woman that can't defend herself, he could possibly hurt her. This is down to people that have threatened other people. It's like, my fucking life, I told you not to do anything. Karma will take its course, but we'll see what happens. But it's all we can do. So yeah, it's all been fun and games. Never a dull moment.
It's not with you, is it? On those fucking wagons.
Oh no, I could write several books actually. I could start doing it because all right, what's
be a bestseller, I'm sure.
Bloody book. Oh god.
The thing is though, I deal with everything like it's a fucking sketch, which doesn't help.
Yes, Bands.
Can I ask a question?
Can I ask a question? Of course you can.
The bottom right hand guy, sorry, I'm on the phone. Loaf, yeah, you, babe. All I keep seeing is the back of his neck. What's he doing, bless him?
I don't think he's got room in his man cave there to put the camera in front of him. You see, so he's I think it's the only place.
What's he doing though? Is he painting, DJing?
No, this is my man cave. This is my lock-up home brewery, home entertainment centre, and formerly library. The library, the books have had to go upstairs and be exiled. And normally I get up to here. I get up to all sorts of mischief and strangeness.
Okay. Okay, babe.
The reason why I don't focus my face on camera is because I got a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp. Now, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning.
No, I just kept seeing the back of your head and it's like, oh, bless him, what's he doing?
I've got summer teeth.
My God.
Warned you.
D, guess what?
Oh my God, stop.
Nearly a year ago that happened. Nearly a year ago.
Oh my.
That was when I went out for
that's when.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I sold. Yeah, couldn't stand up straight or anything else, and 6 lasses decided to come from behind and smash my face off a table, so I lost 2 teeth.
Why, babe?
Because they've been drinking.
They always come from behind, Dee, don't they? Always from behind, never face on.
So it's nothing about sexuality or religion, nothing. They just did it.
Just did it from behind.
Yeah, you do see that a lot.
I found out that I know one of the lasses, and trust me, I can wait. But yeah,
drink takes is a wrong look. All it takes is a wrong look, or for one of them to perceive that you've looked at them funny, or whatever.
I get that.
Don't take much.
A million reasons why people will be dicks when they've had a drink, and I can attest to that because I was.
Yeah, I get it. I lived in London for 20 odd years. I get it.
I don't fit in with the girls that wear little dresses and high heels. I go out in a shirt with a skirt and fucking bopper boots. Do you know what I mean? I'm a full-on tomboy. And when I went out, I had the Mohican style tail, didn't I? If you remember rightly, it was shaved at both sides.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
It was nothing like everyone else that was in. It was just they just fucking didn't like the fact I didn't fit in. So
they don't like people being themselves, Dee. That's the problem. They want you to fit in. That's it.
You're fucking gross. I'm sorry, but that's gross.
Yeah,
they do though, man. When these crews go out, they want you to look exactly like them. And I had the same issue of years ago with the biker gear. I
I'm
used to
sorry,
wear.
I would take the stilettos off their feet and smack the fucking hell into
I
their
can't
head.
wear stilettos.
How dare they?
I used to be able to do proper running in stilettos, but now, fucking hell. Stilettos look like a
Same as you, babe. I'm the same.
You're braver than me, dear. I've never fucking worn stilettos. I couldn't. No, always wore biker boots, flats.
I used to when I
I'm
was
going back
back.
to the 80s now.
When I wore stilettos, I was a size 18 to 20.
Wow.
I could handle the stilettos, but now, as I've I think a lot of it's to do with the job I'm in, because I'm used to being in boots all the time, and I just like to be comfy. I try and stick to. I do get the the square platform heels that are a little but apart from that, the rest of my boots are for flat boots. Even my over knee ones are flat. Do you know what I mean? Because
I got flats. Just a tiny little heel. I got flats. Yeah,
I've got a set of kitten heel ones. They don't come out very often.
I always go out with the. I always go out. I don't know whether you did the same, Dee and Man. I always go out prepared that some asshole's going to try and have a go.
Yeah.
So I want to be wearing the right clothing.
I'm done. Yeah.
I want to be prepared in case somebody does give it a pop.
Exactly. I've lived on my own for a long time. I'm very independent, so I'm always covered.
Always prepared. Yes.
I think I've actually told Pap this before. I carry a biro, a yellow biro. It's not illegal, but you ever in that situation where you need to protect yourself, that fucker will go in someone's neck.
Yeah.
Exactly. So once in London, I got a cab, and it wasn't a black cab. It was back in the day. It was Iranian, whatever. Anyway, he pulled up round the corner of my apartment and locked the doors and tried to come it on. But back then it wasn't so bad. But I had my keys in my hand, and I had about 6, 7 keys, and I just pushed those keys in his fucking eyes, and boy, did he open those doors. You have to do what you have to do.
Yes, you do.
It's simple.
You have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
The thing is, I know I throw a good punch now, so I don't really need the pen so much. But hey, shit happens. But I do actually. I don't know whether Pap's told anyone. I know he did. You did that live for us that time, didn't you? When Ryan was doing the 30 pulls in 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually testing my abilities this year, and I will be pulling about 20 ton at Ethan's truck show. So
for anybody that's not sure what Dee's talking about there, about a year and a half ago, I think it was, maybe 2 years ago, before I had the stroke, a friend of ours, well, more of a friend of Dee's, I only know him through Facebook, but his name's Ryan, and he was pulling trucks for charity. He was harnessing up and pulling trucks for charity. Wow. He even pulled a Lancaster bomber. But he was pulling trucks for charity, and I've done a video on that. But D is now. Are you training to do that now? I know you've been training in the past, haven't you, for it?
I did 2 last year for Ethan's truck show. This year I've decided to up the ante, and I will be doing around 20 ton with a loaded caravan transport.
Well done.
Well done.
Yay.
I'm the type of digger that decided at 40 years old I was going to take that up as a hobby.
Well, Ryan's pulled over a dozen vehicles now, hasn't he?
And his last one was 48.
Jesus Christ. He's done well. He's a big fucking lad. He's scary looking. He looks like a fucking Viking. He's scary looking, but he's
Ryan the Viking.
He's fucking like, he's a decent bloke. He's a lovely fella, but he looks like a Viking.
When before I met Ryan, people had spoke to me about him, and they'd said, "You and Ryan won't get on because of the way you are. You will not get on, right?" But boy, was they so wrong, because if he needed help, I'd be there for him. And trust me, there's been times when he said, I'm getting in my fucking van to come and help you. We have got such a close friendship. Do you know what I mean? It's amazing the friendship we've got. And people actually said that we would never get on, but we get on. And he actually, when I did the pulls last year and I went to hand him his stuff back, he went, that's the harness that you originally did the first pull with. He says, I'm giving you that as a gift. And I started fucking crying like a knobhead. I was like, I love you. Thank you. And he actually handed over his harness to me and went, you get the rest of your stuff now, but you've got your harness. And
yeah, he's a lovely bloke, he's Ryan. We've only spoken a couple of times, I think. Like, well, we've interacted on Facebook, but we've only spoken a couple of times. But he's a dead, genuine, fucking decent bloke.
He raised over £10,000 for Make a Wish, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's genuine, and yeah, I'll be fucking trying to kill myself once more with 20 ton this year. So yeah, let's give it a go.
Start small.
I never learn. I've done small. I've done 6.5 ton, 7.5 ton, and 16 ton. Now I'm moving on to 20 ton because that's the type of stupid thing I decide to do. Because Dave wants to see my head explode.
I remember our driver once. We was down the tip. We tipped off the load, and we got stuck. So we had to wait for one of the big fucking machines to come and tow us off, right? Because we couldn't get out. And there was four loaders. There was me and 3 other loaders, and there was a driver. And the driver was like, "Go on, get out first. You'll be all right." You know, we were fucking knobheads back then. We were just like, "Yeah, we'll get out and try and push." 8 fucking legger while it was sinking in fucking wet mud.
This would have been before the time of all the health and safety bullshit as well.
Yes, yeah, this is before only the driver's allowed out now. Only the driver gets out, press the button on the back to lift the hopper up and push the load out. Back then, we all used to get out. We'd have a smoke while we were doing it. Do you know what I mean? But he tried to get us. He tried to get the 4 of us to go and put. He goes, "Yeah, go on, go and push it." He goes, "It's light as fuck." He goes, "It's light as fuck when it's empty." And we was like, "Oh, yeah, okay." Like 4 fucking idiots.
I'll have to put another video together. Do you know when we've got one of the big 10-tonner fucking caravans on? Because I want a video to catch. You know when it decides. Because when we get it onto the ramps, every now and again, we decide fuck off like that, right? And I'm like a Jack Russell on a piece of meat. I won't let go of the caravan. So all you see is me all of a sudden go up in the fucking air, trying to ram this fucking caravan. I really do need to get that on one of the TikTok videos because people will giggle at that because I just don't let go. But I seem to be stuck in that position. I can't do pull-ups on a bar, but I can like grab hold of a caravan and I'm sat in that position. And people just think I'm mental. But I don't need to. I've never really denied it, mate. But yeah, I don't need a gym membership in this job, and it always gives me the challenge. I don't know whether you saw the video when I went into a little place called Blackbeck, and it took just over an hour to do just over a mile.
Fucking hell.
With a flat, what we call the big flat-fronted Vogues, and I found out it was the managing director's personal van when I got there as well. I lost my shit, and then I started shaking like a shitting dog, but I got it in one piece. But yeah, I'm doing it, living the dream, loving it.
Right, panel, I'm going to shoot off. It's a pleasure to meet you, young lady, and good luck with your truck pulling, all right? Stay well. I'm going to go, guys, okay?
No worries.
Yeah,
all right. Thank you.
Great.
Great to speak to you, Tina. You're a legend.
Thank you.
Love you all. I'm going to bed now. Take care, everyone. Love ya.
Thank you, Pat, for letting me join, man. That was brilliant. Take care, mate.
Thank you. I promise you, I've checked the blocked people on the channel, and I cannot find that profile. I promise you that. If I was going to be a cunt and lie about it, I wouldn't have let you onto the panel. Do you know what I mean?
No. You're all good, mate. You're all good. It was a long time ago. I got blocked.
Catch you later, everybody. Cheers, everyone.
Bye, Tina.
Why does that name ring a bell? You have Simon's channel.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Not on the panel or anything. No, I watch it.
You comment on Simon's channel, though, don't you? Sometimes in the comments.
Profile with that.
Oh yeah, I'll chat proper waffle in the comments. Yeah.
Do you put a lot of statuses up with a lot of waffle as well?
What's the status? Probably.
Quite a few statuses. But a lot of it's to do with protecting kids.
Eh?
I'm on about Facebook, not YouTube now.
Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's him. I don't think it's you.
It's just I know someone that uses the same profile picture and the same
Oh
name.
no, this isn't my Facebook profile picture.
I know this in your because I know we're on YouTube, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you had a Facebook with the same profile picture and the same name.
No, Dan's in my Facebook tonight, and it's not this picture.
No, it's definitely not his picture. That is Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, I know who it is. I don't know who it is but I have seen the profile picture and I know it's not actually him. But I do know someone with the same name and the same profile picture on Facebook. So I was just making sure.
That's bizarre. That's definitely not me. I thought I was being clever when I thought of this name. I didn't know anyone else had thought of it.
You can't get much past Loafer, mate, pal. You know, you can't get much past me. Fuck you.
It was one of them. I wasn't going to mention the real name just in case it is you, but I just wanted to know if it was you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
You have, if it was you, you've got plenty of aliases, should I say? I've got
I ain't got the time for that shit. No.
I've got over 1,300 friends, and I think 300 are his profiles. So yeah, I thought you was.
You know.
Honestly,
no, definitely not. But no, thanks for having me on. It was brilliant. Yeah, it was great listening to you. And yeah, you hang on in there, woman on a mission. Sounds like you've got a lot on your plate.
Well, what don't kill you makes you stronger, mate. But thank you.
Crack on. Yeah.
Thank you for jumping on, Q. And again, I don't know what's happened, you know, with regards to you being blocked and with regards to you not being in the blocked list. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. But if you do have another profile that you can use on here, you're welcome to come back into the, you know, to come back onto the channel. But I can't unblock your old profile because I can't find the fucking thing. Genuinely.
Yeah. That's cool. It is what it is. These things get broken, don't they? But thank you very much. No, take care, guys. Have a good evening.
Yeah.
You too, brother. Take it easy.
And then there was 3.
There was, but there won't be for long because I need to wrap this up because I've got a live stream to do tomorrow as well.
Yeah, well, I think I need to actually get sleepy bollocks into bed properly because he's laid at the end, which means his legs are going to go stiff because they're hanging over the edge of the bed. Oh, no, he's gone into the fetal position, so we're all right. But
you like my missus, you are. Just scary.
I tell you what, right? I'm probably the biggest teddy bear you'll ever meet until you piss me off.
Like I said, honestly, just like my missus.
I'll do anything for anyone, but there is a dark side.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up there anyway. So before I say goodbye to you two, let me just say goodbye to everyone that's watching still. Much appreciated to everybody that's been involved this evening, who's come over from Rev's channel. If you've enjoyed yourself, had a laugh, or interested in what we've spoke about, please feel free to sub. Tomorrow night tonight I am doing another live stream, but it's a members live stream, which we do the first Sunday of the month, and then we go back to doing a normal public live stream for the rest of the month on a Sunday. So if you want to jump on and meet us up again a week today, by all means, look forward to seeing you. With that said, I shall wish you all good night. God bless to you all. I don't believe in God, but some of you might do. But thank you again. Much appreciated. And we'll see you soon.
Good night and blessed be.